Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Hey, welcome to Wednesday Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Tyvis is in the building.
I am.
Are you every Wednesday? Is that the schedule?
No, we got so the thing is my wife has testing tomorrow.
Oh, everything okay?
Like school testing. She's a teacher.
Okay.
Everybody here testing, they always think it's the
Hey,
body.
when you hear that, when you're my age, you're like, uh-oh, what happened?
Yeah, let me clarify. My
leave.
wife is an online school teacher. They have testing for the school she works with, so she has to go on site. What that means for me is
You have to be.
I gotta be there for the kids.
Yeah. Daddy daycare.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
you got more jobs than
It's always
me,
good
bro.
to have you in. I rarely see you.
I know, right? This is 2 times in.
Like a
Did I
month?
see you 2 weeks? Was that
Maybe.
last week or 2
2
weeks
Two
ago?
weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
I know,
to
right?
share the panel.
They need to get
with one Tyvis
what's
Powell.
our game? Fact or fiction? What is it? True
Oh,
or
yeah.
false? That's
We
what
haven't done
shoulda
that in a
did.
minute, right?
I need 17 games, McNuggets, because it's about
Look,
to get real dark out here
That's
for these
just what I
Browns.
was going to say. As the content gets more and more dark, we've got to do something to laugh. And
Well, yeah, we'll bring them out as the season goes on. But it
Okay.
felt like week 3 was too early to hit the
I
glass
don't
in
know.
case of emergency.
I think it's perfect timing.
I mean, listen, we got an old friend, Brad Sellers, coming in to talk Browns.
yes.
So listen,
I can't wait.
we have taken the button out of the closet. The button is on the table. I'm not ready to smash it yet, but
All right.
we're bringing in Brad to talk Browns. Trust us, we're struggling already.
Yeah. Speaking of games and ways to spice up the show, I don't know if you've seen this cat on Instagram. He's a hair cutter, and he has a wheel that you spin, and it's a bad haircut. Okay, it's like maybe a checkerboard. One that I saw was a handprint. He put his hand on this dude's head and shaved all the way around it. So when he was done, it looked like he had a hand on his head. Mm-hmm. He's got probably a couple 100,000 followers. He's got a very big following. But the big thing is for like 14 to 19-year-old boys to go in there, spin the wheel, and then get whatever bad haircut it lands on. And one of them is, do you remember when Tim Tebow was in camp and they gave him the Friar Tuck? They cut the top of his hair out, and he had a ring around. It was one of the funniest haircuts you'll ever see.
Wow, you got
But
that
that's
bold.
one of the haircuts. We could spice it up that way to make sure that viewers tune in, where once a week one of us has to spin the wheel. And
you volunteer your service.
well, I can't because I got to go on Channel 3. But
You
I
can't-
want you guys.
You can't put that out there.
I just did.
I
I just
can't
did.
participate.
Wait a
Well, I just
minute.
did.
This is
Wait, hold on. I will be the hair cutter.
You know I got to do some Big Ten stuff on Saturday, so therefore.
Oh, you're
I
off the
can't
hook.
be
Gee, all eyes turn to you.
the way my code is for haircut. I do a show called The Barbershop, but there's no way I can have a messed up haircut. It's not.
That's something that your show should do. It's the barbershop.
I told people we should do this is my idea for a reality show for UCSS. Once a week, we pair 2 of us together, right? And then we follow each other for a day of activities in that person's
Oh,
life.
wouldn't that be enlightening?
So I'm gonna put Earl with Jay, and Earl gonna go on the boat, and he's gonna learn how to gas the boat up. He's gonna learn what it takes. He's gonna be on there with a suit vest on, how to put the anchor down.
I'm ready for it.
And then we gonna have Bull come over to my house. But when he comes to my house, he's gonna pull up and he's gonna see what Rosie watches, right? He's gonna be there and he's like, listen, we're gonna go grocery shopping with G. Bush and Rosie.
Oh God, that would be a great
Is
story.
that a healthy thing?
Huh?
That's a healthy thing?
Yeah, we're going to go and be like, no, this is how you don't get to put nothing in the cart when you married. Like, this is just put me there. And
Do you
I'm
go
surprised-
grocery shopping?
That's what I'm surprised at, that you go with Rose Bush.
no.
I
she's-
do the grocery shopping for my family.
Do you really?
Yeah. My
Bro,
wife,
I haven't been inside a grocery store since college.
My wife makes the list, and I just go to the grocery store and get what's on the list.
And the biggest.
You're a great husband,
This
bro.
is the biggest
I'm
part.
not kidding you.
Tyvis, the best
Steve does
part,
that
that's
too. Our
crazy.
executive producer Steve is in from Atlanta. Steve, all the grocery shopping.
Do the grocery shop.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
She make the list, I go get it.
But here,
My wife doesn't want me anywhere near a grocery
I
store.
was just sitting there thinking
Come back
because
with all sweets.
we was talking about all this wedding planning. I said, but the season finale of this show
No.
is that me and my mom, your wife solicits me and my mom to do your wedding.
No.
And then what happens is you come to me in the season finale and being like, hey man, we gotta talk. We have an intervention, bro. You got me out here looking crazy because you ordered 10,000 in flowers.
You got the Thriller theme. Did
And
you
I'm-
do a Thriller theme at one of your weddings?
Yeah, I did.
Jay, will you tell him, since I've been married for 5 years,
Yeah.
there's no point of a wedding, right?
No, you've done that.
You ain't telling them the rest of
Did
the
you not
story,
have
Tyvis.
like the official
See, there you go.
ceremony?
There you
No,
go. Talk to,
it was
JLP?
COVID.
It was COVID. His wife got it. It was COVID.
Well, listen. now listen. That is a very valid exception.
Yeah, it
Your
is.
wife deserves that white dress and walk down the aisle, Tyvis.
Yep. And then
She does.
And me, I'm gonna be the
What
wedding
difference
planner.
does it make?
Here's the answer to that question.
We married. Look.
But I'm gonna tell you. Here's the answer to that question. Is it important to her?
Oh,
That's a great question. I don't know.
Ask her.
no.
And if it is,
Look at
listen, I've only met your lovely bride once. A marvelous woman, I could tell.
I've already asked her.
What did she say?
We spent a whole hour and a half talking about it at Dustin's wedding.
And she wants one.
Oh, listen, we already had the flower arrangements,
Tyvis.
the orchestra,
Tyvis, man up.
the wedding
No.
dresses for her and her two little girls. They all get wedding dresses.
The first 300 people that are watching this program
You know-
that reply right now get an invite.
You know what I think?
At Tyvis's expense.
I think the chat would be on my side with this. Chat.
I don't think
chat,
they would.
listen, we've been married for 5 years.
Chat.
And we want to get to 10 because that's what G. Bush implied to have.
That's
us
your
at
goal?
10 years.
At 10, you're going to
At
go your
10.
separate ways?
No. I'm saying if we get to 10
Take
and
it
she
to
want to
10.
have the wedding ceremony at 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So like,
yeah.
all right, so now that's 10 years. That's 5 years from now. We've
Yeah.
been married for 10 years.
Start planning now.
What's the point? Like,
crazy.
don't
I
y'all
disagree.
think? Don't y'all think that's like a waste of money? Like you could take
Now,
that
you're
money
asking
and put-
17-year-old dudes wearing sweatpants that don't understand
That's
the
not
value
no.
of a wedding.
Put
We
the
have
poll up.
our variety of fans goes from like 17. Actually, 17.
Not
should
in
be-
the chat.
They in school. 18 to
Put the poll up.
67.
Not in the chat.
Not in the
It's a
chat.
very distinct demographic that jumps into the chat. of a live show.
18, 40.
Early
Still
results, 70% say yes, Tyvis should have a wedding.
There it is.
Like
a
I was
shame.
saying, the chat is very educated, and we should listen to them at every turn. You guys know what you're talking about
4
on
dishes.
some things.
Braised beef shank, swordfish.
Yes.
There's a vegetarian option.
What
curry.
do I look like Jay Crawford to
Bro,
you?
this is all coming in that Big Ten network
that
money.
pretty.
You know what I'm saying? Big
First of
Ten,
all,
that.
there's a problem with your reality show.
Why?
It won't come out because I'm still waiting on the episode of the 2 barbershops that I shot, that I drove from Columbus.
Oh, they haven't hit yet?
No, listen,
He
was,
got catfish. Just let him tell it.
those episodes. Listen, they are in the can. They are in the can.
Well, they're not timely. They're timely. They're not evergreens.
Oh yeah, they're very timely. we're talking. We talking.
Yeah, timely means that you were talking about the
we talk.
What episode I filmed?
Steelers game.
We were
3
talking
years
about
ago.
Baker Mayfield.
Okay, so that's not
me and
timely.
DJ Hazmat was arguing over Baker Mayfield.
That's why,
side
and, it's
were you
still,
on?
and that's still evergreen.
What side was I on? I don't even remember.
It was 22.
I can tell you because DJ and I were very much aligned on Baker
even
Mayfield.
remember.
It was a bad move.
Yeah. So
You were on the wrong side of that move historically.
But I'm gonna
Not on
invite
the
you.
wrong
Tyvis,
side of it.
I'm gonna
you
invite
were.
you. I'm gonna invite
So Baker,
you.
wait a minute. Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield would be who he is today.
You want
if
to
he-
open this can right
Big
We got
Nuggets, I tried.
we got 50 seconds before we got to get into
now? Okay,
content.
5-0.
As soon as the clock
I'm gonna
hits,
read this to you, okay? Now, and I'm also
got
gonna
40
attribute.
seconds.
I don't need. That's what I
I am
need.
cutting off your mics at 11:10 to dive into
Perfect.
topic.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Skip Bayless. There is no quarterback I love watching more than Baker Mayfield, who just competes. Sports Center. Baker Mayfield is really like that. John Gruden. Look at Baker Mayfield. J.J. Watt. Baker has no flinch. What a drive.
What does that have to
Taylor
do?
Lewin.
Would he have-
Baker
would
may
he-
be a generational
It's Taylor
quarterback.
Lewan.
Des Bryant. I know. Baker Mayfield. People.
10 seconds.
Warren Sapp.
What does that have
Patty cake. Baker's our man.
Would he have been that had he stayed under
Sure.
Kevin?
Sure. Absolutely.
Go ahead.
All right,
Big
kill the
Mac.
mics. It's time for a read. Let's get into our first topic of the day. It's brought to us by Mazda, who moves the game forward just like I moved that topic forward in less than 60 seconds, because it's about those who believe in more than just playing the game. They want to redefine it, because those moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. Yesterday we had Mary Kay Cabot on the show, and she said something interesting I wanted to dive into a little deeper today. Mary Kay suggested that part of the reason Joe Flacco may be struggling early on in the season is he did not get enough reps with his receivers in training camp. If you guys remember, there was that four-way quarterback battle in camp where they were trying to figure out, will Flacco start, will Pickett start, Gabriel, Shador, how do we fit all those reps in? Tyvis and G, you guys were here yesterday, so I want to start this off with Jay. But Jay, do you believe that the four-way quarterback battle hindered Flacco's ability to be ready to get out the gate hot and start the season like we saw him end the 2023 season?
No, not at all. It had nothing to do with it. He had plenty of reps. He had more runway into the 2025 season than he did 2023. 2023 on Wednesday he's on the couch, and on Thursday he's in Browns camp. Like he's a veteran. I understand the timing with the receivers and getting to know all of that, but Njoku was here then. So he should already have, I think he does have a great relationship with Njoku. Would it have helped Joe Flacco to get the majority of the reps? Well, of course. It's a silly question. He's the starting quarterback. And ideally, you want to get him as much look as you can to get him ready. But I also understand what the Browns were trying to do. They were trying to evaluate 3 other quarterbacks. That piece of evidence right there goes to show you, if you haven't already made up the decision, the Browns are not serious about winning in 2025. Period, full stop. That's not what 2025 is about. Jason's been telling us that for a year. Because I hate to lose, I don't want to hear that kind of talk, but that is the sad reality of where we are. This is an exploratory season. G called one of the seasons a gentleman's punt. This is nothing more than an exploratory season to figure out whether or not they have to go into the draft next year looking for their franchise quarterback. I think they probably already know the answer to that, but they're going to figure it out over the course of 2025. But I don't think I'm not going to let Joe Flacco off the hook that easily and say, well, if he would have had all the reps, he would have been that guy. He may have been better, and they didn't do him any justice by giving him limited reps, but it is what it is.
So that's setting him up to fail.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's setting him up to fail. I think they didn't take every measure they could to ensure his success. Trust me, in these meetings, at no point did anybody say, let's set this cat up to fail. We'll give him limited reps.
No, I think when you look at the quarterback battle, the reason that they did what they did is because they figured Joe Flacco's been in this system. He's the only quarterback here that's been here that's had a somewhat chemistry with guys. But roll that clip again of Joe Flacco in practice. I'm going to tell you what you need to point out. This is how I know that he's set up to fail. Because when you look at this clip, name me one starting wide receiver that he's throwing to in this video. He had no chemistry with nobody.
In fairness, that's not the only video.
No, but this has been the problem with the whole thing. Like all camp, how many times we've been trying to evaluate the Kennys, the Dillons, and all of them. And they was like, well, he's throwing to a dude who's wearing like 37. And I'm like, who is this receiver? Who is these guys?
Right. But
so at what point in time did they ever get chemistry down for them to go from throwing that to you thought it was going to go to the game and they just was automatically just going to have chemistry?
There is a finite number of passes he threw to starters in camp. I don't know what that number is, but I can assure you it's more than 0. I'm just looking at these clips.
Yeah, I'm just looking at clips.
Right.
And I see 37, 31, 87.
So what you're doing is you're making a G. Bush knee-jerk reaction off
I told you
5 seconds of video.
I texted you last week that I'm about ready to take the title.
I'm
about ready to take
second
the
in
title.
line.
This is ridiculous.
How many knee surgeries have you had?
Multiple.
0, but I'm about to have.
I've had 7, so I am the knee jerk. I'm second in line. If he ever hands it off.
So let's go ahead and give you this. So technically, this is incorrect because there's a thing that was a controversy over the offseason. It was called the quarterback tracker. And we were intimately introduced to the quarterback tracker. Now, McNuggets, I do believe that the final quarterback tracker, it was out and put out when it came to throws and et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'll just give you one that I just saw. This is through 9 practices in quarterback training camp. Flacco threw 54-92. Dylan Gabriel received 113 reps, right? Shedeur Sanders got 70 reps, and Kenny Pickett, at that point in time, through 9 practices, had 34. But if you go back to the
Hadn't he already been hurt?
He had already been hurt.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Pickett had got the most reps out of anybody.
Yeah, he had.
Dylan Gabriel got the second most reps out of anybody. Then it was Flacco, then it was Shedeur Sanders.
Now, what does that tell you? It tells you they were trying to see what they had.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the Cleveland Browns are 16th, 17th century explorers. Sir Francis Drake's, Magellan, Juan Ponce de Leon, Cortez, Coronado. All those people were looking for what? Mythical places, right? Let me find this little shortcut to Northwest Passage.
Some of them didn't know what they were looking for.
Some
they
of
were
them
just looking.
Some of them was looking for the 7 cities of gold and the Fountain of Youth. Guess what? None of those existed.
Wait,
And
Ponce de Leon didn't find the Fountain of Youth?
no, he didn't. and the Cleveland Browns never found their quarterback. 4 quarterbacks, nobody got better. They gave all the reps to Pickett and then jettisoned him. Get him out of here. So you wasted them reps, Tyvis.
He about to start. He about to
Gee,
start in
can I
Vegas
bring up a
soon.
point, though, in fairness to Pickett, Pickett was in line to be the starter of this team. Everything they were doing led us to believe that he was going to be the starter.
Yeah.
When he got hurt, he
ask-
can't be the starter now.
Well, let me ask
Bye-bye.
You this. Let me ask you this, though,
So he's
Jay.
gone.
If you like somebody so much, right? If you like somebody and you want to go on a date with them and you've been trying to go on a date with them for years, if they get sick and have to reschedule on the first date, does that mean you like, I ain't calling you no more?
What kind of sickness is
No.
it?
No. Yeah, right.
I mean, that is true.
If it begins with an S and ends with a D, I ain't calling.
But you gonna reschedule that
Well played,
date.
Jay.
You gonna reschedule that date. If Kenny Pickett was so in them, they loved him. We heard what he was talking about. You would have waited on him.
Gee, can I give you a
hamstring
scenario?
was hurt.
Here's the scenario. I think they brought him in thinking he was going to be that guy.
And he wasn't.
I think they saw that he was not going to be that guy, and then he got hurt.
There it is.
So boom, bye-bye.
So now
We're down to 3.
Now we're down to 3, but those reps are in the air. Now, you had Dylan Gabriel. Here's my thing with Dylan Gabriel and why the quarterback competition was all fake news. It was fraudulent. If Dylan Gabriel is yours, shout out to Adam the Bull, he said this yesterday. If Dylan Gabriel is your backup quarterback, that means you have enough confidence in your backup quarterback that if anything happens, you should go in right now and be successful. That's the definition of backup quarterback, is it not, Tyvis?
Sure.
Yes.
So if they don't have confidence to put him in the game, that means he should not be the backup quarterback. Is that true?
That's fair.
There it is. Let's continue down the line.
Actually, they might have confidence that he will lose games, which ultimately serves their bigger picture.
Okay, that's a whole nother track because I don't like that maneuver anyway.
I hated it. You know I hate it.
So then you get to Shedeur Sanders. They said it was a quarterback competition. All they did is move jerseys and give you a little bit of sliver of hope. They good at that. So in one track, they're telling you, look at this quarterback competition. Come on out here and see what we doing. We might have us a franchise guy. Everybody got a shot. Everybody equal. But at the same time, they sitting here saying, ain't no quarterback competition. We just need these guys to stay off the trail hot enough so that we can lose these games in on all fairness, and then get to next year
These are
without
the
them noticing.
same people that told you with a straight face that Deshaun Watson gave us the best chance to win.
They sure did.
Young Buck, let me tell you your sin. Your sin is believing the trash that falls out of their mouth.
Oh, no. I didn't believe that.
Well, you're saying they
No.
told us. They told us there was going to be a couple.
So
there was no competition.
Hold on. Do you not understand? First of all,
There was no competition, guys,
listen
ever.
here. You got to understand. This is a business.
Sure.
Okay? I come in here. And
They're professional
so
liars, guys.
let me ask you this. We come in there, and you Jimmy, and you with Kevin and AB, and they say, Jimmy, we not going to be good this year.
Sure.
But you know, like, this is a business. I got to
Sell tickets.
Who going to sell some tickets for you? Well, Joe Flacco. Everybody loved Joe.
Yeah, who else?
Shador Sanders is going to definitely get us national attention.
Which is why they let everybody believe that he might have a
There
chance.
it is.
That's
was good
what
for
I'm
business,
telling
wasn't
you.
it?
Yeah.
But my point to you guys is that was never their intention.
But I told you, in all fairness, I was listen. When they kept saying that, and I said, no, I'm going to Cam. I got to see this. Let me see. I need to see. You keep telling me what's going. I pulled up, looked around.
I was right there with you.
He was with me. Matter of fact, it was a pilgrimage.
It was
McNuggets went.
Earl was there.
Earl went. Tyvis was there. Zach Jackson
Did
was
you think
there.
it was real?
Jason Lloyd. When I got there and seen them throwing the trash cans, I said, "Oh, this ain't no competition."
Okay, you're a smart man.
So I got by, said, "Oh, they got y'all. They got us. Y'all don't even need to get upset. Don't even listen. It's not a competition."
It was never.
Then all I knew when he played the first game and he still was third string, I said, "Oh,
No. Not he didn't get no reps.
yes, he didn't get
I
reps."
said,
after.
I
said, "This is wild."
Smart man.
Wow.
So
Smart man.
the question and the thesis as we bring this all back, right? The Browns didn't do anybody a service, right? Pickens is not on the roster. Shador Sanders didn't get any reps. We never see him play with any first-team people, and he's still third string. Dylan Gabriel is the backup quarterback, but you keep telling us that you can't put him in because he's not what? Prepared. And Joe Flacco, even though he said it in Adidas, he said it. He said it with Adidas. I watch everything. He said when he was sitting at the kitchen table eating Chinese food, they sat there. I was like, dang, Joe, that looked like some dry Chinese, but that's neither here nor there.
They were chicken fingers, not Chinese food.
That's him hitting the
Chicken
alarm.
fingers
Somebody
could be
say somebody
prepared as
getting-
Chinese
But
food.
Joe said point blank, period. I know what the narrative is around situations about how the narrative is I'm old, I'm in the system, I don't need to know anything. He said, man, I want the reps. I want the work. I want to get on the same page with my guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want that to happen. And it didn't. He played 1 week. So now he get out here and it's the timing, guys is falling down. Mary Kay said the guys is falling. They're looking bad. And guess what? If you Joe, you have to say, if I would have got some rust knocked off, or maybe we would be at a point where the offense don't look like it's paint dry. Now, is that half of it? Yes. But at the same time, he is older. His skills have diminished. His movement is diminished. But I can't help but believe that them reps would have helped him a little
The
bit.
reps definitely would have helped.
Who's gotten every rep in the last 3 weeks of practice?
Flacco.
Okay.
But
Let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is that alarm going off.
it's crazy, and I don't even know. I don't even.
Yeah, Gee, that was incredible that you didn't even acknowledge it during that whole monologue.
that was
very, very impressive.
Focus.
If anyone hears a buzzing, there's a car alarm
alarm
going off
right
in the
there.
parking garage right next to us.
And
Yeah,
then
that's what that
I'm
is.
paranoid because I'm thinking it's
I
my.
thought it was
my car.
mine.
EP Steve, will you go check and see what kind of car it is to make sure it's not one of ours, in all seriousness?
And most of them stop beeping after a minute.
He said the problem is.
I will tell
that
you what the
alarm.
problem is. It's not that car alarm. The problem, guys, is a former Buckeye.
Oh, don't do that.
The largest former
Don't do
Buckeye
that.
you've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
Dawand Jones.
Okay.
And now listen,
Okay.
I'm gonna.
All
I
right.
want your response to this.
All right, go ahead.
Both of you.
All right.
I have been watching NFL football my entire life. Mm-hmm. I cannot remember a time, and I didn't. I couldn't. I'd said on Monday's show I didn't watch the game live on a big screen. I was watching it on my phone from the Guardians game.
So you couldn't tell he wasn't out there.
I went back and I watched. Guys, he is the worst offensive lineman I have ever seen.
Dang.
I know.
Dawand,
Yeah.
Like Jedrick Wills is better.
Yep.
That's tough.
you were the highest of anyone on Dawand coming into the season.
I was high as a kite.
Wow.
That's the problem.
That's
Couldn't see straight.
Jed.
Over,
And-
so
oh.
you would take Jed
And
over Dawand?
I would. And now you guys know that PFF is dead to me. You know that. And I don't usually use PFF numbers. Listen to this.
He knew he was on here. He came
out of his mind.
He came on.
Guys,
prepared.
guys.
What you got? What you got?
Did you see the text from Jason this morning
About the PFF
about the
grade?
PFF grades?
He had like 33 or something like that.
Bro.
34.
And by the way, I had made that assessment yesterday after I finished watching the amount of tape I could watch on him.
What about-
At some point, I couldn't see anymore. I'm like, I've seen enough. It looks like the same
Are
on
you
every
sure
play.
that it was him? Because, it was a
Listen,
rotation thing.
I will not. It was him when he was in the game and his numbers. Yes. Now, I will not sit here and try to tell you that I understand offensive line blocking schemes. I don't. But there are certain plays where you know what the responsibility is.
Yeah. Tyvis.
And guys, and I want your honest reaction to that.
I gotta watch it now.
Please go back and watch it.
Pay attention to
What
it.
was I have too many texts and I can't find the one from Jason this morning. What was? Does anybody remember what the number was that Jason sent out this morning?
PFF?
Oh, here it is. I found it.
33.4 overall grade through 2 weeks, a 43 pass blocking grade, and a 37.4 run blocking grade.
Guys,
his ranks on the season with those grades, out of 94 qualified tackles, he ranks 90th.
Okay.
In run blocking, out of 94 qualified tackles, he is 93rd.
Okay.
And pass blocking, he is 74th out of 94.
Okay.
So
respond to that.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to that because I'm gonna respond to that because I've now watched the All 22 twice.
And you've seen it too.
And the thing that's devastating is because he just has no power. He's not able to bend. He's not able. He looks stiff. He does not generate any power from his lower half. He does a lot of leaning. He looks gassed a lot of time. He's very slow. And to be honest with you, I would put him at guard, but I couldn't put you at guard.
He's too big.
But you not. He's not. He's
not agile enough.
He's not. He doesn't have enough. You got to be low center of gravity firing off the ball. I watched the Cleveland Browns, and you brought up something about the assignments. A lot of what they do is basic double team the guy over you, and you two are responsible for that lineman in front of you. You double teaming to the backside linebacker. The Cleveland Browns are the worst team I've ever seen in my life at even attempting to get to the outside backside backer. Roquan Smith. Made first team All Maryland.
Wait, I got a question about that. I'm glad you mentioned Roquan Smith. And Tyvis, please chime in as you guys know more about how the inner workings of this work than I do. It seemed like Roquan Smith was calling out the Browns' plays before they ran them. He knew where to be better than the offensive line knew where to be.
That's Roquan Smith, though.
I go back to the game against Houston, and do you remember that clip from D'Amico Ryans talking to the linebacker who basically said, we know Joe's going to run this play, be there?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Roquan Smith was in the backfield basically before an offensive lineman could touch him on multiple occasions, and if you go back and watch the All-22, he was running routes with the receivers.
Yes, he was.
They knew exactly what was coming. Does that fall
Watch tape.
more on Stefanski? Is that a credit to the Ravens for
both
elite scouting?
Yeah,
both.
I agree with Ty, both.
Because as a play caller, you should know your tendencies, and you got to switch up your tendencies. Like that was G's point about the concepts yesterday. They running basic concepts. All right, so that's just like, for example, if somebody ran, I don't know, let's call it a dagger, right? Let's say they.
I hate to get gracious.
What?
Go ahead, man. It's Madden. It's the Madden Ask Madden playbook where you don't know. You just hit the square button. They tell you what play to run. Go ahead, man.
Okay, let me switch it up, dude. Let's say we running a drive concept, right? A drive concept is when you got two wide receivers that's in a bunch. One does a drag, the other one runs a dig, right? So, like, let's say you've been running that for 3 games. So, if I'm going up against you and I've been watching tape, I say, oh, they stack. Okay, they probably going to run this drive concept. The way you can change that, instead of having the dude run a dig, have him run a corner route. So, like, the guy's going to be like, I'm anticipating that he's going to hit this dig route. Then he hit a corner. Now he's wide open. Right.
Wide open.
Like, you got to switch up certain concepts. It's like little minor changes like that makes the defense have to play you honest. So that way, if he playing you honest, now you got both ways that you can run it. You can run the regular drive or you can run a drive 7 concept. Like, it's little simple things like that. But, like, if you putting on tape that I'm just going to run this drive concept, then, what you expect me to do?
I agree with all that. But you thought my comment on Dawand was egregious and out of line.
I didn't say
based on your reaction, that's what
it's wow.
So where am I? And I like Dawand. I want Dawand to do well. I really do. I think he's a terrific kid. I think he worked hard in the offseason. But to G's point, it's like I'm watching a boy perform with a man's body. Like, imagine if you saw Walter Jones come out there and sort of come up very slowly and move heavy and slow. You're like, oh my God, there is so much potential to that physical being. The wideness, the size.
You talking about Seattle's Walter Jones?
Yes.
The All-Pro, the Hall of Fame guy?
Yeah, what I'm saying is when you look at him, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this guy move.
Yeah.
Because he's so big, you're like, if he has any foot skills and speed at all, he's unstoppable.
I think
and that's what I
Dawand's-
look when I see Dawand Jones, I say the same thing.
I think Dawand's problem is consistency. I think there's games where he's had a game where you're like, oh, like for example, he went up against T.J. Watt last year, and then he had to go and it was like nobody heard from T.J. Watt. He had a great game, but then he got games like what we've been seeing. And I think the problem is the reason why you don't want to get off of him is because it's like, dude, we know you can do it. Like why aren't you doing it?
It's not
why
a lack
aren't you
of
doing
talent.
it consistent? It can't be lack
So
of
then
talent.
it's lack
He's
of
done
effort.
it already.
Then it's lack of effort.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you keep running this play,
But like
keep running,
Jay,
keep running these plays right
he's
here.
had
when
games where he's
you
looked
see
good.
number 61, who
Like-
I don't know,
listen,
blows by him like he's not there.
He got beat twice by another offensive lineman. 61 is going to get. This is 61 going to get. He's an offensive line. Watch how he get beat on this. He don't move his feet. He bend at his waist. Watch this. This is even in the clips. You're bending there a little bit. You got to see.
about to say he was
Watch
sunk
this.
Watch
down
this play.
in that
This
one.
is the one.
Watch
Watch this play. Watch.
You're beat.
Whoop.
What are you doing? Do your knees hurt? Your feet hurt? You walking around like your feet hurt.
Now y'all know it's not fair because we don't know what the drill is and what they work.
The drill ain't getting beat.
We don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, let me practice Olay so
Let's
this guy can get to
that's
my
not
Let's
number.
fair.
see how fast
That's
61
not
can
fair.
get around the
Gee,
corner.
That's not fair. That's okay. But when I just said Joe Flacco was throwing to the dang practice squad guy,
No, let me ask you-
that's different.
Let me ask you this. What drill could possibly exist that consists of the offensive lineman getting beat with an Olay move?
He might be working on his get off.
Well, it's got a lot of work. He's got a lot of work.
Maybe that was a bad rep. Maybe he had to go line back up and do it again.
The Browns are in trouble.
We don't know what it was.
They are.
Okay.
They're in absolute trouble.
I'll just say
Is that not fair?
I'll say this.
I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm saying, like, we don't know what the heck he was working on.
In my amateur opinion, after watching 2 football games and trying to pinpoint
It's really 1.5
what is the
'cause he-
epicenter of the problem.
he was in and
I know
out,
he was,
so
but
like
I'm talking about the whole team.
Oh, okay.
In my amateur opinion, after watching 2 football games, my conclusion is the epicenter of what's wrong with the Cleveland Browns offense is up front, and the epicenter of that is number 79.
Well, Sean,
I'm not saying he's the only problem.
Well, Sean said that that's a weak excuse.
Okay, it's a weak
I don't
excuse.
agree
It's
with
just-
that.
it's not an
Guys,
excuse.
we have-
It's an
what he said.
observation.
Just tell you
I'm
what
not saying the Browns
Tell me
stink
what he said.
because their offensive line is bad and that's okay. My observation is Joe Flacco has absolutely made some mistakes.
Oh, no.
That
Absolutely
interception
made
he
some
thought was
mistakes.
egregious.
Oh, no.
The touchdown he threw should have been
That's a
interception.
pick.
That should have been an interception.
Yeah, Joe's.
All of that being said, the problem with Joe Flacco is it's 1, 2, 3, you got to get it out or you're going to be hit. He has no time
What
to
Sean
throw the
was
football.
saying, name a quarterback in the league that just sits back there and just pass the ball.
Well, the problem is Joe is immobile. So when Baker was under constant pressure the other night. Constant pressure.
Your guy.
My guy. But he has some ability to move the pocket.
Yeah,
Joe
Flacco's a
has
statue.
zero ability to move the pocket.
So my question is, does he really give you the best chance to win, and why is he still playing?
I don't believe I said this Monday. It's time to see Dylan Gabriel. And I never thought I would be there at week 3.
I need to see one more game.
Okay, that's fair.
One more.
That's fair.
He's had a good game and a bad game. This next one, that's the one.
All right.
That's very
Then
fair.
on top of that, generally it takes offenses a little bit to.
Okay.
That's true. The offense is always
So
more
this is
behind the
week
defense.
3. It is
Now,
what it is.
Now, the only problem
they
is
going up against one of the best defenses in the league.
good luck.
Well,
Now, I was
Kevin
thinking
is
this
this
morning-
great. He's this great play caller. He's what?
Right. No, you're right. You're right. But I was thinking this morning, as I often do.
You said that like he woke up in a coma, as I often wake up with thoughts.
No, what I was thinking, I was okay. I am Kevin Stefanski this week. I was going to grow a beard so I could really play the part out, but I don't have time. So what I decided was,
fat beard.
how am I going to attack Green Bay? And here's what I came up with, guys. Micah Parsons, the last thing you want to do is drop Joe back 45 times. Not with Micah Parsons.
Guess what we gonna do?
We'll see Dylan Gabriel in the third quarter if he drops back 23 times in the first half.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
No,
I say
he's
he's legitimately
Here's what
playing
we're
in the
going to
fourth
do.
quarter.
We're going to give the ball to the other Buckeye, the man-child, number 10.
Well, Jay, that's our next topic.
Quinshon. I know we are. That's I'm ready to go.
Let me do a read, and we can dive into it.
Quinshon Judkins. Listen. Hey, what did you think of that stiff arm of Marlon Humphrey?
Hey, McNuggets, you're not getting this in. You just
We can talk Quinshon, but let's make sure we get paid before we do that.
You know what? Unfortunately, I can't hear a word you're saying because this is bad.
he said,
Well, just know I got to do a read,
go.
and then I'll toss it back to you for some
Okay,
Quinshon
okay,
stuff.
but let me set it up just real quick.
You already did.
No.
set.
What I'm going to say is, hey, do we have another one of these?
Yeah, Ant's bringing it out right now.
It already set it up.
No. Yeah, it's a perfect segue. What we're going to do on Sunday, and I hope he's in game shape.
Can we save it for the next?
He's going to get 25 carries, and now Mike can do his read.
All right, guys, this Quinshon Judkins topic is brought to us by Game Time. The NFL season is back, and you know there's nothing better than being in the stadium surrounded by fans cheering on your team. But let's be honest, getting tickets can be a hassle between waiting in lines, login screens, and prices jumping at checkout. It can be frustrating, but that's why I use Game Time, the app that gives you the advantage. Back to the fans, Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee, which means you'll always get 100% automatic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that is promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go download Game Time today. As Jay just eloquently set up, we are moving to a Quinshon Judkins topic. He got 20 snaps in his first game, guys. Of those 20 snaps, 13 resulted in games where he got the rock. 10 carries, 3 targets, but he was only in on 3 third downs. Kevin Stefanski was asked 20 minutes ago about Judkins' usage in Game 2, and he said, we love what we saw from Quinshon in his debut.
Yeah,
He's in more condition. He's picking up more of the playbook. We'll see him more in pass protection situations, which they were clearly not comfortable putting him in the initial game. So, Jay, Tyvis, and G, we know what we saw in his debut. How much more do you think the Browns will actually put on his plate in game number 2 against Green Bay?
all of it.
I was about to say.
That's it. Open it up.
Why not?
Guys, you weren't here Wednesday. I said this Monday. We got a star. We've got a star. Do you agree?
Quinshon?
Yep.
I said that when they drafted.
Okay, good.
Quinshon.
I mean, now we've seen it. What did you think of that stiff arm of Marlon Humphrey?
I smiled.
That was a man.
That was like one of them Derrick Henry joints.
That's exactly who I thought of.
And then he gave you so
like he wasn't even there.
Yeah, Quinshon is he got some attitude to him, and I think that's kind of what you need. You know that phrase "angry runs." He's the epitome of it. That's exactly what he does. I think that the way he runs the ball, it brings energy to everybody else around the team. You see him do something like that, there's no way that when he stiffed arm Marlon like that, you wasn't turned up. Like, there's no way. It's like, oh, I got to get some of this. We doing him like that? Oh, I'm about to get some of this. Like, it has to be that type of thing, and I think he brings that impact. You talk about what we going to see differently this week. I mean, why would you not? Off to 2 days of practice, he was your leading back in carries and rushing yards. Why would you not just go ahead and just open it up? I don't want to hear this. We shouldn't be in the Nick Chubb thing where he don't get to 20 carries. I think we might, though.
Remember why we did that? So he could be around long enough to score touchdowns for the Houston Texans. Remember that? Well, this is a longevity play.
You see that? You see that nice little burst he had?
I did see it.
Little burst.
I did see it.
Now, here's the thing.
But remember, we were treating him with kid gloves because we wanted him to have a 10-year career in Cleveland.
He had two lower body injuries.
Great.
And he was getting 16 before them.
Run him when he's healthy.
I tell you what, man.
As the Guardians owner once told us, enjoy them while you have them.
Well,
talking about Frankie Lindor.
You know, the crazy part about it is, Tyvis, man, they told him, I see his agent said, hey, listen, when we get in here, you sign this deal, we got to get rid of the Neapolitan We can't do that.
Oh, he all black now?
The half and half got to go.
Is it not all half? Is it not half and half?
Ain't none of that. Half and half is gone. This is the nose to the Neapolitan is gone. Nose to the grind, Judkins. So I'm gonna say this. First of all, y'all cats, man. I mean, y'all Buckeyes y'all is devious for that, man. Y'all didn't already called him Derrick Henry. You got the Derrick Henry stiff arm.
That stiff arm was Derrick Henry like.
I mean,
prove it wrong.
I mean, it was a nice stiff, man.
He put him to the dirt. What are you talking
his feet
about?
Were 2 feet off the ground.
It was one of them.
Yep.
Like that's disrespectful.
Here's the thing. I had to say that. Director Steve said. Executive producer Steve said. He got a little something for me after the show extra if I, threw that dig at the Buckeyes, Michigan, man. So, listen, checks paid. Let's go. Go.
See you in November.
See you in November.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Judkins, this is the thing. What you saw, though, Jay, all jokes aside, is you saw what guys look like. The Browns, a lot of times, don't have guys. They like he's one of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't have many of them. And when they come and they show up and you see them, you're like, oh, he's all right. When you see Myles Garrett get off the bus, cool. When you see, Denzel Ward, if he's not cramping up, when you see Denzel, you're like, okay, he probably nice. You know what I'm saying? When you see some of these other dudes on the squad, the difference between him and Dylan Sampson caught some checkdowns that first week. Patrick Scott's like, we got us something. You're like, nah. But you see what Baltimore was doing. They was laying everybody else down like it was their bedtime. Nope, what you doing? Street lights is on, come over here. Nope, turn the TV off, get in the bed, girls. Y'all doing too much. Stop all that giggling. Like, they was putting them down on the ground. This dude, he was like, nope. I'm a little different, and that's off a couple weeks practice. So with the Browns,
no, couple days.
Yeah, you're right. Couple days.
One padded practice.
One padded. So what they have to do is, I've always said this: the best teams in the world spam their best players. They spam them.
So
like,
you got to treat him like Derrick Henry, give him the ball 30 times.
Bro, I'm going to keep giving him the ball. No one says you have to have trail mix. You don't have to have nuts and pecans and raisins and M&Ms and sesame sticks. You can just have regular M&Ms and eat them the whole time. Give him the rock and let's keep it going.
You know why, Jay, you bring up a great point. You know why it was so significant, why you're able to say, like, we got us one? Mm-hmm. Because I look at Baltimore's defense like, you gotta be that thing if you're going to get off on their defense.
They got 11 angry guys on that side of the ball.
The way he went down there and brought it back to him, like that was the Browns 2 years ago. That's still the attitude that we've been chasing since we lost to Houston.
Yeah.
They are not the same mentally. Mentally, like, they didn't care who you was. They was picking fights with the 49ers before the game. They was out there knocking people out the game. Wow. It was like, who is this physical Browns team?
And Judkins was taking it to them.
My point exactly. Yeah. But he was alone. Yeah, he was the only one doing it.
We need more dogs. Now, the benchmark in the NFL is 5 yards per carry. You're an all-pro player, a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, he was at 6.
He was at 6. Now, I know it's a very limited sample size, but the team he did it against, Micah Parsons against the run is ranked 50th.
Run at him.
Jake, I give you a
against
stat.
the pass, he's ranked 7th. Those numbers are from last year.
Run at him.
Can I give you a stat on Judkins?
I'd love to hear it.
Take that again real quick. This is going to be a partial nugget in the 5-pack of stats you need to know on Friday.
Oh, good.
But I'll give a little teaser right here. 61 rush yards against Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now, granted, 31 came on run at the end. He had 9 carries for 30 yards before that. It all counts. Of those 61,
that's what I liked.
And this ties back to the initial conversation we had. Of those 61 rush yards, you ready for this?
Yeah.
57 came after contact.
I believe it.
57 of his 61 rush yards came after contact.
I believe it. You know why? Because the line is like water, and he was getting hit right away.
There's guys, when you watch that film, there's no movement. First of all, there's no movement when they're in the right place. I saw a play where they was trying to kick out the end, and I saw a dude. It was a linebacker. He came in and spilled the football and wrong-armed it teller.
You know what? Wait, spill it means that he didn't leverage it. He kept it so it didn't keep going outside.
Right.
That's spilling it.
And they was on. It was swarms of people. I mean, when they was reading it, they downhill, boom, at the point of the attack. There's no movement. I don't know what they're teaching. And then when they are in the right position, Poaches plays too high. Dawand Jones plays too high. I give, when you get Bitonio, he's at this point of his career, and that's why I always tell people, nobody gets more physical as they get older. Nobody does. Like, that's why LeBron don't play no defense. He like, I ain't got, if I play defense on this play, it's taking my life points away. Yeah. I just took 3 days off my life. I'm not about to play no defense like that.
LeBron don't play defense?
No, he's
not
like,
anymore.
Not anymore. Like, you can't, like, the physicality.
It's effort play. It tears you up.
It eats you up. And so they on their last legs. The problem I got, and the thing is, and this is why I always like to extrapolate and look at the big picture as we talking about it. The problem with the Cleveland Browns is they made the entire offseason about the quarterback and where our quarterback was and where we going to get our quarterback. And we got these 2 first-round picks. But the problem is when you own a house, Jay, sometimes you can have the roof and the basement go crazy. Yeah. And if you get both of them, you go into the credit union.
Yeah, you got to fix 2 things at once.
It's 2 at once.
I don't know how we going to fix it.
So the line then deteriorated, right?
Because if Dawand is as bad as y'all saying, that means we need a whole new 5.
You got it's a starting 5.
Listen, we said Monday, who's coming back to play next year for the Browns?
You need a whole new
Luke
5.
Whippler.
Okay.
Go Bucks. I'm going to keep screaming.
Okay.
What have you thought of him when he's been in there?
He been solid.
We got to just see
Luke is solid.
But he said it's unknown.
If Ethan goes down, we will be fine.
So you need you're going to have a new 5 on offense, on offensive line. Plus, you need 4 or 5 receivers. Your top 2 receivers can't catch a cold.
No, they lead the league in drops.
So how you...
Do they lead? Yeah, they probably do. I don't even need to ask that question because when did the offensive line rank on the PFF for this past?
Probably.
It had to be last.
I'd have to go look. I don't have that
Bottom
up
3.
real quick.
McNuggets, I'll tell you, I want to circle back to that stat, and I'm glad we're going to revisit it on Friday, the yards after contact. Guys, 57 of his 61 yards came after contact. That means our offensive line gave him 4 yards of daylight.
Guess what I said?
Oh, my God.
Guess who else they used to do that for?
Nick Chubb.
It's not like that.
Well, Nick,
I've been telling y'all this line has been not good.
Nick had a chance in his career to run behind some decent lines.
But think about...
Their offensive line coach was looked at as the best in the league.
Wait a minute. Jay, you do know that. What's the one thing they said about Nick Chubb that made him special? His ability to do what?
He makes the first
I understand
miss.
that.
All right.
Sure, he made them look better. But, guys, our offensive line a couple of years ago, under Callahan,
where we had the 2 tackles that was gone and we was down our 3rd and 4th string?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you go back and look where we ranked PFF-wise, we were top 5 in the league.
The problem is, Tyvis,
we didn't run the ball at the time.
Well, listen, that's a different discussion.
The problem is...
That's a different discussion.
talking
You know
about.
why? Because one game that comes to mind, that it was against the Cardinals 2 years ago. The Browns dismantled the Cardinals.
Wait.
And it was
the
told to
Deshaun
me.
game?
It was told to me by a reporter that heard this with their own ears, that the owner, when standing outside of the locker room getting ready to go in, was responding to a comment, "That's a nice win," and his response was, "We should have thrown it more." What does that tell you?
Paul DePodesta said that we need to put the ball in the air. That's why we was moving off of Nick Chubb to get Deshaun Watson, and that messed up everything.
Thank you. You know,
I'm on my way, ain't I? I'm on my way.
young grasshopper, you learn quickly.
Conspiracy theories.
You're right. No, but I mean, listen, if the owner likes to eat filet, when you go on corporate retreats, what do you think's going to be on the menu?
Salmon.
If the owner likes to throw the football, what do you think the football team is going to do, especially when the owner is that involved?
Punt.
45 throws in game 1, 45 throws in game 2.
That's all they got.
Well, Jay, you mentioned, I know you're doing this intentionally because you're a very smart man and read the rundown, but that gets us into our last topic before we bring Ross on.
You're welcome.
And Ross, by the way, who played offensive line in the NFL, could give us some good insight on the Dawand Jones stuff because
he can.
Not only did he play, he called the game against Baltimore.
He was there.
He saw it firsthand.
Saw it all.
We'll talk about That was Ross Tucker in 10 minutes. Before we do that, the NFL season is here, guys. FanDuel has their best deal ever for new customers. Right now, if you're a new customer on FanDuel, you can bet just $5. And if that bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet. We're going to talk about something we had on the Rundown Monday, didn't have time to get to, but I think is still very prevalent as we get ready to take on the Green Bay Packers, who, by many accounts, are one of the top 2 or 3 teams in football right now. G. Bush, I'll start with you on this one because I know you have pretty strong feelings here, and you've already made some of them clear. But based on some of the moves that the front office have made, trading back from number 2 to number 5, it appears that they are operating under some sense of security. However, if the Browns' season ends in a similar fashion to how these first 2 games have gone, let's just say 3, 4, at best case 5 wins, should they survive? Or is it time at that point to completely clean house and let somebody new, a new regime, try and rebuild this organization?
I like the way you had it in the rundown. Can they, will they?
Yeah.
Well, first of all,
because should is,
I guess that's right. Yeah. Can they survive and will they?
And will they? Because it could be 2 different answers.
No, they can't survive. And I've been sitting there trying to tell people for a long time. This is the way human nature works. See, in our business, when it's in the off season, I compare this to the political discourse, and I'm not getting political. What I'm just saying is how politics work. Because I love the House and the Senate. I like our ethics, and I like to just look at government, right? In general, nobody, unless it's an election year, is making any moves. You can get crazy. You can just say what you gonna go. You could toe party line. You could just say a bunch of wild stuff. But when it come time for election time, and when it come time for them votes to be cast, and you up for primary, or it's an election cycle for you, you get real smart real quick. You go to tell people, I can't. They can
start making public appearances.
They tell you, and then they tell you, oh, you're going to make this vote along party lines. And by the way, that's where they came up with the situation of, hey, we don't have the votes right now. Because they take an unofficial count of what the temperature is. Now, here's the thing. In the offseason, that's the regular. In the offseason, that's the out-of-cycle stuff. We ain't up for no primaries. Everybody's safe. But when that football season come around, it's a voting cycle now. You got to go in front of your constituents and you got to explain some things. And football games are accountability. When you put that on the tape, it is nothing like a grown man who is working, your fan base is working all week just to get to Sunday. And then they turn the TV on and they see everybody else getting these wins and his team ain't. He drinking his beers, and guess what? The constituents are getting restless. It's something to be said that you're going to fast forward and everybody is safe. But once them losing, and once them games start to accumulate, you get to where Jay said, and you get to where Tyvis said. See, before the season, it was Flacco got 6 games. Flacco got after the bye. All of a sudden.
No, I said Flacco he going to be gone once they get to the Vikings. Whatever week is that, 5?
So guess
week
what?
5.
You see losing is that accelerated
4.
plan. This is the
I still
G.
stand
Bush,
on it.
The G. Bush school of L's. You can get your masters in taking L's in half the time. 6, now it's 3. He lose this game, now all of a sudden you done already seen Dylan. Now you're in a Dylan Gabriel bag, right? So now people is in real time shortening that list, that time that you got to prove what you're gonna do. And by the time you get to October and you playing bad football at the end of October, and there's still 2 more months of games where you can take more L's, by then even the media is soured. Because the local media gonna say, why would I stand in front of this train? I'm not dumb enough to sit up here and co-sign this. Now I'm saying, hey, Kevin, y'all got to figure it out. Kevin, what's going on with the quarterback? And if you get to 14, 15, 16 wins, now Haslam stands up and has to look around, because guess what? When they pan, Jay, and they get to that point where they be showing, and welcome to First Energy Huntington Bank Stadium as the Cleveland Browns take on the Pittsburgh Steelers right here in Cleveland, and they da-da-da-da-da-da, and you look around and they pan all them orange seats. Empty orange seats with the terrible towels going. And you know what? They don't care about the wins and losses. What they care about is the optics. And them optics will get you done every single time. The last time they fired coaches prematurely is when the fans had a sit-in. The season ticket holder said, we'll come to the game, but we will boycott the first quarter so you know our displeasure. And when that happens, it becomes politically feasible to cut bait.
I love your analogy, the political analogy. I'm going to add 2 things to it.
There you go. Go ahead, add to that, Senator.
We just saw it here in Cleveland.
For the great state of
we
Ohio.
We had the primary last Tuesday, and the Cleveland Heights mayor faced a recall election. They took the clock and said, no, I know we're having a real election in January.
No, we're going to,
But we're going to talk about this right now.
Today.
We're going to talk about it right now. And the people have spoken. And the mayor had to vacate the office on Wednesday.
Look, see?
So we could have a recall election.
We
okay,
could.
and then there's another thing.
No, they're not going to fire them before the season.
I'm going to go to your. It could happen. Yes, this is the same man that gave a coach that went 0-16 a contract.
Well,
extension.
the mayor's Joe Flacco.
But yes,
he's going to sit down.
But here's what's funny about this. You gave the scenario. It's Sunday, a beautiful Sunday in Cleveland, and they're showing all the empty seats. But then usually what happens is they show Jimmy Haslam.
They do. Yeah.
Remember in the Browns' late years when things weren't going well, they would show Art Modell, and he would see himself in his little box on camera, and he would go like this, get the camera off me.
And then Lerner said, you can't even put the camera on me.
Right.
It's a rule.
No.
What y'all felt.
So you know what that is? What that does is the owner can't hear what they're saying, but he knows what they're saying.
See, this is the thing.
This all trickles uphill to Jimmy Haslam. And there's nothing owners hate more. Jerry Jones is another one they love to find in the box, especially when things are going bad. He might throw something in the box. Give me the shot of Jerry. Jimmy is the same guy. They're in this because they have huge egos. And they want everybody to say, Jimmy, you're a great guy. Look at your team. It's awesome. However, when the script flips and they're showing you and they're going, well, this pile of crap you're watching this Sunday is brought to you by, take the owner, Jimmy Haslam sitting in his box.
See, what y'all don't realize is Jimmy ain't a fool. Jimmy got the big joker. This is Spades. He got the big joker in his hand.
Okay, I see. Let me see what you're doing to Spades. Go ahead.
Listen.
Oh!
What's he give back? You talking about, wait a minute. You talking about fans not coming to the game.
Let me.
Get him in there.
So
get him in there.
In your view,
them seats gonna be filled. What you talking about?
Ty, the objective here is
am
not.
I wrong?
Ty,
he got the big
you are
joker.
wrong, and I'll tell you why.
He got the big joker.
And this
in
is
his
what I
pocket.
hate for the kid. We're putting him out to be
they gonna hide
Clark
behind
Kent
him
in street clothes.
Yeah.
But once he comes out of that phone booth, he's going to save the day. That's not fair to him. This mess is going to take a lot more than one player. Who's never taken a snap
I'm talking
in an
about
NFL
as far as the season tickets
but when
go.
this doesn't come through,
don't do that to the
what
camera.
are you left with?
Don't do it like that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done like that.
Yeah.
But you know what? This can become this. If he doesn't come through, it's unrealistic pressure to put on the kid.
No, I'm not saying he gonna be.
You made it sound like, but he's got the ace in the hole.
That's not what I'm saying.
Save the day.
What I'm saying is if the attendance goes down and people are sick of what they're seeing.
Right.
That's not the objective,
That's what this could be.
Attendance isn't the objective, and you know that.
Yes, it is when it comes to money.
No, this is not a chicken or the egg scenario. What comes first? You know what comes first? Winning.
No, but once the losses pile up and people are like, I'm not coming to the game.
Okay, so we've only got 30,000 seats in the stands. We've got to start Shador next week.
No, it's a combination of things. If you're winless,
what do you have to lose?
Right,
you gonna get people to come to the game.
There is going
national media. You gonna be in the national attention.
Oh, it's gonna be at the bottom line.
So that's what we want.
But no,
it is.
But it takes the heat off of them.
You know how many people be mad about not getting national attention?
I'd be okay playing on channel 155 if we were 3-0.
That's crazy. 155.
I don't care.
155 is right next to Country Hits. It's a music channel.
Hits from the 30s and 40s.
Like it's a big band.
I don't.
Big Joker, man. He got the big Joker in his hand.
He does have what he's saying is
big band.
What he's saying
Glenn
is
Dorsey.
Man, oh my God, man. Swing music. This is crazy. Like, he does have the big joker in a sense that he can Shedeur Sanders playing, there's a countdown in the chat. There's people that got it on the calendar. They just marking the days off. They're like, he's going to play. And when
he is going to play.
And when he plays, they'll show back up. Now, here's the thing.
That's all I'm saying.
They'll show back up.
What if they lose?
That's a whole nother story.
So watch this.
That's
a whole nother story.
Watch this. Hey, that won't. Wins and losses at that point won't even count.
Exactly. It's about his.
So they're going to show up every single week just to watch him play, even if
yes.
If he plays,
where you been under a rock?
Wow.
Think about it. But
wow, we're going to find out.
Think about it.
We are going to find out.
Well,
you ain't going to tap in when you see 12 out there.
Of course he is.
Listen, I watch every play anyhow. I'm a masochist.
But what it is, Jay, was at that point. That's why I said it's set up perfectly to play when he's going to play, because at that point. If he's playing, it means Joe Flacco was ineffective. It means Dylan Gabriel was either hurt or ineffective.
Yeah.
That means the standards are already lowered. If he comes in and plays, we already know the surrounding roster. We already talked about the line.
So it'd be okay if he doesn't.
No, what I'm saying is, if he plays well, and he's not the reason they lose. Because guess what? We talked about the surrounding cast. The line ain't going to be no better. The receivers ain't going to be better.
No. So he's got built-in excuses.
So he got him. And if he plays well enough, where they say, well, he played well enough to win, and he threw for these many yards, and he did a really good job, guess what they're going to say?
Well, if I match all 6, you get $1 million and you get $1 million.
So you're saying it's possible.
Listen,
you're telling me
it is possible.
Chance.
And I'm hoping that that's exactly how it goes. But, guys, to think that if Joe Flacco isn't going to have any success in this and Dylan Gabriel isn't going to have any success, but we got Clark Kent in this phone booth and he's coming out.
I ain't calling him Clark Kent.
I'm just saying.
You called him the ace in the hole.
I called him the big joker.
The big joker.
There it is.
As far as financially goes. As far as financially saving the season.
And attention.
Save me the finances. I don't care if this team makes or lose money.
We got a dome to build.
I care about winning games. Listen,
Well,
that's the elephant in the room.
All right, guys.
You're not wrong.
We got a guest in the queue, so let's do a read. Bring in our Wednesday guest. Ross Tucker is brought to us by Mazda, moving the game forward for those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. And with that, we are thrilled to welcome in Ross Tucker to the show. Ross called the Browns-Ravens game on Sunday, and hopefully can answer some of these Dawand Jones questions we had, Jay. So I'll let you start it off.
Yeah, Ross, first of all, I thought you and Tom, that's a great crew. You guys do a great job. My hope is we get you on a lot of future Browns games. My fear is we won't, because they're going to be irrelevant in another 3 weeks, if they're not already. I made a statement earlier on the show. We're trying to figure out, how much of this is Joe Flacco. It's an obvious statement, but Joe Flacco just has no time. He can't get set. The offensive line looked very, very ineffective. We were talking about Dawand Jones grading out. His overall grade was 34 on PFF, and I don't know what your thoughts are on that. We have mixed thoughts on it. What was your thoughts on the line play? And I know it was in and out, but in particular, big number 79. What do you think about what he's put on tape this year?
Yeah, there's a lot there, Jay, on a bunch of different levels. First of all, really appreciate the kind words about the broadcast. I love doing it. Never gets old. Hopefully you guys can tell I love doing it. Love
shows.
Football.
Yeah.
I don't care what game I'm doing. I'm fired up about it. And I actually really enjoy watching that Browns defense fly around. So I was enjoying it. There was, an old school AFC North slugfest for a while there. As for PFF, mixed emotions there also. It's funny, the founder, he reached out to me before he even started the company and was asking for my opinion. I said, I think offensive line is really tough because a lot of times you don't know who was responsible, right. Who's supposed to have whose help or whatever. But I will say this, I think if you look at it from a half or even one game, I think you have to take it with a grain of salt. I think if you look at it over the course of a season, it probably evens out to the point where it's pretty darn good. It's not perfect, but really no stat is. I actually thought, by the way, I didn't think the Browns' offensive line was the biggest issue in this game.
Wow.
I thought there were a number of times where Flacco actually had time to throw and nobody was open. And there was nowhere to go with the ball. That was, I thought, more concerning than maybe the offensive line or the protection. It didn't feel like, guys were coming free all the time. It didn't feel like guys were getting beat clean. And remember, they didn't have Jack Conklin again, which is a big drop-off, especially from a run-blocking standpoint, to not have him out there. There were blitz pickup issues with the running back. Roquan Smith got past Dylan Sampson one time. So I know nobody ever wants to hear this, but it's always a combination of all of it, right? I mean, offensive line messing up at times, running backs not getting it done, Flacco not seeing it, not getting rid of the ball, receivers not getting open, all those things combined. And by the way, having met with several of them, a Ravens defense that was fully on intent on making up for what had happened Sunday night when they collapsed against the Bills and blew that big lead.
Right.
Yeah, Ross, when watching the game, I just thought the Ravens had a really nice game plan for, the blitz pickup. They looked like they dropped the backside defensive end in coverage a little bit. They had a lot of simulated pressures. And then they were bringing Roquan Smith and making our running backs like Dylan Sampson have to block him, which is, it's a tough ask. When you're an offensive line and you look at some of the protection stuff, a lot of times it could look like an offensive lineman was the problem. But sometimes, in your estimate, could it just be that they did a really nice job of scheming up some guys and scheming some pressure for them?
Yeah, so, and by the way, I just remembered I didn't answer Jay's question in particular about Dawand. Yeah, I did think it was weird when Dawand was out for a series and then Leviston came in and he quickly got beat around the edge way too easily.
Yeah.
And then it was like second down and Dawand came back on the field. You do not see that very often. It might have been the change of the quarter or there might have been some timeout. I can't remember exactly, but it's rare to see an offensive lineman come back onto the field during a series where they didn't start that series. So I thought that was notable. And I think everybody's going to blitz when Dylan Sampson's in there now, right?
Yeah.
We know Dylan Sampson is a good receiver out of the backfield. We know he can move very well. They're going to make him block. They're going to make him show he can block. Or the Browns are going to have a different plan where they split him out and hopefully get that linebacker out there with him. Or they free release him. So even if the guy blitzes, they can still just dump it to him because it does not look to me, and he even admitted to us, Tennessee didn't involve him in the passing game very much. Like they didn't throw it to him very much, which by the way makes what he did week 1 in particular against the Bengals even more impressive that he was that good out of the backfield. But yeah, I think that's a big part of it too. And, the Ravens, interestingly, they have to scheme pressure. They don't have Myles Garrett. They don't have elite pass rushers. So the Ravens have to try to be creative and scheme pressure. Although it was funny, I don't know if you guys caught this, but Odafe Owe is going to be a free agent after this year for the Ravens. He just smoked Leviston, right? And Leviston pulled him by the back of the shoulder pad for a holding penalty. And then they took him out. And always over there, like, yelling at the D-line coach, like, they got their backup in. Like, why did you take me out? Like, he needs sacks to get money. He wanted to be out there. So they were chomping at the bit to get after the Browns' backup tackles in particular. So I think it's hard to make an overarching statement about the O-line, given the fact that they did have the backup tackles in there at times, really the whole game for right tackle. And also, I just, they're not a team that's going to be very good playing that way. They're not a team that's designed to really come from behind. They don't really have a receiver that stretches the field. I think that their receivers are probably pedestrian overall. And so they're going to have to throw the ball a lot to their tight ends and backfield and try to play with the lead as much as possible.
You know, Ross, you.
No, he's not wrong.
You like the match. Listen, you said that Oweh was getting money, right? Well, another position for Ravens that got some money was the wide receivers, because I don't know what happened in the corner room. I don't know. Denzel was out with cramps. Coming into this season, we knew that that Martin Emerson that got hurt. Were you shocked at the Browns' approach to not going to get another corner, knowing like Denzel may be in and out, knowing Genu may be in and out? Were you shocked that they decided to just run with what they had?
It's a really good question. A couple things. One is, it's only a week ago where Joe Burrow was calling Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome, the best corner pairing in the league, right? And I didn't find out right away that Denzel was cramping. It's a huge loss. He's a terrific player. And that is the strength of the Browns defense is their D-line, Miles in particular, and then their corners, Denzel in particular. I thought, that the Ravens did an unbelievable job of knowing who had the bullseye for the Browns, knowing their weak link and attacking it. And the issue is the nickel corner, right? I mean, they're still splitting reps between Miles Harden as well as Cam Mitchell. And, I don't mind, guys, when guys get beat. It really bothers me when they don't mentally know what they're doing and they don't use their help. Let me just tell you, you guys know I played in Cleveland for a little bit. I was not good, okay? I mean, I was average at best. I never got beat when I had help. I always knew where my help was and overset the guy the other way. To have multiple touchdowns, I think the first one was Cam Mitchell to Walker. The second one was Miles Harden to Walker. To have multiple touchdowns where the nickel corners don't know where their help is, and they don't maintain the outside leverage and funnel those guys to Ronnie Hickman in the middle, that is bad ball. And hopefully I made that point on Sunday. But, to me, one of the biggest differences between college ball and pro ball is college you see a bunch of mental errors and kids don't understand where they're supposed to be or where their help is or their leverage. That is unacceptable, in my opinion, in professional football. And it cost the Browns 2 touchdowns. So when you go back and you think about the game, it's like, okay, well, the Roquan fumble return for a touchdown. You had the Flacco pick, which was obviously not good at all. Both turnovers were really bad. We know that. But then even the touchdowns the Browns did give up, everybody was playing good defense except for the nickelback. And so in terms of what you said about Emerson, I don't know what their internal eval was on Harden and Newsome. I think they kind of like Harden, but he's a second-year, 7th-round pick. He's still kind of learning, which is maybe why they're giving Mitchell those reps. But let's just put it this way. It hurt him tremendously. And who do you think the Packers are going to pick on this weekend? What position do you think they're going to target? Everybody's just drawing up plays now to try to pick on the cornerback for the Cleveland Browns, and rightfully so. The nickelback for the Cleveland Browns, and rightfully so.
Ross, you sound just like this dude I know that said that about 3 weeks, probably after the second game of the preseason. It's this dude by the name of Tyvis Powell. You might have heard of him. He said exactly what you just said.
I thought you was talking about G. Bush.
No, I said that. Because I was talking about the Cam Mitchell. I was like, they're going to find 29.
You're going to need a shoulder sling from injuring yourself.
Well, and listen. When Denzel's out, then they're both out there.
Yeah.
Then 29 and 26 are out there.
Yeah, pick your poison.
And then they can pick their poison.
Yep.
And I think Schwartz is really good. And I think he's trying to do things to protect the nickel. Think about this logically, right? If you have a single high safety in the middle of the field, the pressure is supposed to be on the outside corners, because that single high safety in the middle of the field, he can't help those outside guys. You really do the single high safety in the middle of the field to help the nickel. so that the nickel knows he has that guy behind him and in the middle. So that Schwartz must be like beyond frustrated that these nickelbacks aren't knowing where their leverage is and aren't funneling the guys to Ronnie to even give themselves a chance.
Hey, Ross, I have a question for you. We've talked on the show in the past about culture and how that can make a difference, not just game to game, but season to season. And in watching that game, Ross, and maybe I'm kidding myself, but the Ravens were gifted 21 points. They needed a total of 31 offensive yards to put 21 points on the scoreboard. If you figure it out, points per yard, they got a point every 5.85 yards they moved the football, which is astonishing to me. I felt like that was a game the Browns could have won, even into the mid to late part of the third quarter. But in watching every snap of every game my entire adult life, what I've come to learn that the culture inside the building and inside the organization almost dictates that those plays on the margins that decide games always seem to go one way. And when you watch a team like the Ravens and the Steelers and the Patriots for a long stretch, where the culture is winning and unaccepting of mistakes and losing, those plays for the most part go their direction. What part do you feel culture plays in season to season, game to game for an NFL franchise?
Well, listen, I played for 5 teams. There's no question that when you're in like New England, when Brady and Belichick were there, right? You expect those things to go your way. You expect good things to happen. And I think that there is something to be said for, the power of positive thinking. And then when you're on other teams, maybe not as much. Maybe you're more hoping, right? That said, Jay, they did score a touchdown where the ball went right through Marlon Humphrey's hands. It should have been a pick.
Kind of wild.
You're right.
It went right through his hands. And by the way, the week before for the Ravens, the ball it tipped off of Dawson Knox's hand, went right to Keon Coleman for a touchdown. Otherwise, the Ravens win that game. So Ravens fans have no sympathy. They're talking about 2 touchdowns back-to-back weeks that went through a guy's hand. So what I will say, though, is the Browns with Flacco are competitive, and they're going to be competitive. But they can't lose the turnover battle, right? They can't have that horrible interception and the bad fumble, and they certainly can't lose special teams. You can't have a punt blocked and give up a big return either, right? If you look at their roster, okay, it's an average at best roster with a below average NFL starting quarterback, but he gives them a chance to win, and they believe he gives them the best chance. You got to win the turnovers. You got to win special teams. If they win special teams and turnovers, they're going to win some of these games. But when they lose those, they have like no shot.
Well, Ross, you segue right into the our final question, and we everybody want to know. They say that he gives them the best chance to win. Now, there's 2 tracks here. You play the guy who gives you the best chance to win, but there's another track where you want to evaluate rookies, right? I guess the answer is, at what point in time do they cross those train tracks and say, well, we know Joe can give us the best chance to win, but we are having turnovers, but we are winless. At what point do you say, I'm going to turn to the rookies? And what is the mentality of a veteran like yourself if they do move to the rookies faster than you thought they would?
Well, first of all, I think that that's one of the reasons why Flacco's starting is because they want to look at Wyatt Teller and Conklin and Batonio and Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett and feel like they're giving those guys a legitimate chance to win. Because I think those guys probably know that, they're not winning the Super Bowl really probably with anybody, but certainly not with, rookie 3rd-round pick, rookie 5th-round pick. I think the Flacco question, it's not an easy question to answer, but it also kind of reminds me of, wasn't the Supreme Court justice that said, I don't know how to define pornography, but I know what it is when I see it.
Yes.
You know? I don't know how to tell you when they should move on from Flacco, but I feel like a lot of you will know when you see it. I don't think it's after one bad performance, but I think if he stacks bad performances, then the conversation should really heat up. You know, now this will be tough against the Packers. They're the number one team in my Ross Tucker podcast power ranking, so this will be difficult for sure. But I think that I'll also say this. I think number one, you'll kind of know, you'll have a sense for it. I think the organization will as well when they see it. I also think they want to win a game. You know, I think if you put in Gabriel and or Shador too early, you're really at risk of having like a incredibly bad year, right? I mean, it's one thing for Gabriel to have a nice drive in garbage time, and I love the touchdown pass and the touch he put on it, but I think deep down, maybe in places they don't want to admit it, I think they really want to win a game while Flacco's in there, win at least a game. And nobody said this to me, I'm just making this up, but win at least a game with Flacco before they turn the page and go to the young guys and then maybe be in jeopardy of not winning a game.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, because the last thing you want to do is wear that 0-17 hat.
Oh,
no one's worn that one yet. We're one of two, I think, that has the 0-16 hat.
Yeah, you can't run that.
We don't want to be doing.
No.
Ross, man, we love your insight. It's
It's
so
crazy.
informative and just so on point. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you 2 Wednesdays from now. What game are you calling this week? Give it a plug.
Yeah, no, I got tomorrow night on radio, Westwood One Radio. I'll be doing the Dolphins at the Bills. Dolphins are really struggling. And then Sunday I have the undefeated Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones against the number 1 pick, Cam Ward. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, the Colts are rolling, and I'm excited to see Cam Ward in person.
Yeah, there's always great storylines. Ross, thanks a bunch. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Sounds great. See you guys.
Yes.
Awesome. That was Ross Tucker. We got our next guest coming up in 10 minutes. Before we bring in Brad Sellers, we got to talk a little Guardians because it was a heck of a win last night. We're going to do that after a quick reminder that even though it's NFL season, FanDuel is still having wagers and the ability to bet on Major League Baseball with can't miss offers right now for new customers that bet just $5. If that $5 bet wins, you get $300 to use in bonus bets across the app. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. What a win by the Guardians last night, guys. Extra innings. Cade Smith blew the save, or the chance at a save. Then they start off the 10th in crazy fashion, extra base hit after extra base hit after extra base hit. And as you take a look at the AL Central standings, Jay, it's not over yet.
It's not over.
It's not over. It's still going to take a heck of an effort, but it is certainly not over.
Yeah, look, I still think that the division, even though it is mathematically in play, I'd give it a 1% chance. So many things. For starters, they're going to see the Cy Young winner twice in the next 5 games against the Tigers. I don't know how you beat them once. I know last year they did in the playoffs, but that was a much different roster that we had last year. But I got to tell you, when the Tigers hit, Carpenter came off the bench, hit the pinch hit home run in the 9th. I thought, him again?
Yeah.
Really? And I also thought, well, they'll win it in the 10th because the place was jacked. The momentum shift was astounding. And what did the Guardians do, who had been light hitting all night? Really, throughout this 10 out of 11 win stretch, they have not been pouring runs onto the scoreboard.
No.
2-3 runs here and there. It's been great pitching. But what do they do to start the 10th? They go double, triple, double, double. Some of those from guys that you don't expect them to come through in the clutch. And so the Guardians seem to be doing, in this last 11-game stretch, they do just enough, usually late in the game, to get the win. And at some point, it's not a fluke, that's a characteristic. And I think the characteristic of this team is they do their best work when their backs are against the wall. After they lost 10 in a row and everybody counted them out, they ripped off a string. Yeah. They went on this ridiculous heater, and the next thing you know, they're right back in it. Yeah. Then they did that again. And we thought, well, this time you can really put a stake in their heart. And what have they done? They've gone bananas. When you consider how fast the Detroit Tigers started the season,
They're 13-20 in their last. They lost 13-20.
yes, and listen, that's kind of who they are right now. They're struggling, they're gripping. But for them to catch them, they've got to win 4 of 5 against them in these next 5 games. And they also probably have to only lose 2 of the other games. They have 4 against the Twins and 3 against the Rangers. So you're talking about going 10-2 over your last 12 games.
I mean,
That's hard to do when you're coming off a 10-1 streak. So now you're talking about a 20-3 streak, which rarely happens in baseball.
If you do that, I was down on them because I just don't think that their bats translate into a serious conversation about going deep in the playoffs.
I agree with
However,
You've been saying that since I met you.
However, if they roll off what you said, because they done had a couple of Twins and a couple of 12s, all of a sudden, Tyvis, to match your spades reference, now I got the ace, I got a king, and I'm cutting all hearts. I'm cutting hearts and clubs when you throw them down.
Dang,
if they do
that's
that,
a nice hand.
you can pull up and you can do a Diamondbacks. They wasn't that good.
No.
The Texas Rangers, they wasn't that good.
You're right.
And if a hot baseball team can run off 20-3 out of the last games to get in the playoffs, they will be a team that nobody wants to play.
That's a fact.
Because they hot and ready, like Little Caesars $5 boys. By the way,
Underrated.
yeah, they're very underrated. You get
Underrated.
your hot and ready.
But
out.
one last thing before
They
you jump in, Ty. One last thing, and this is what I'm going to base my decision on moving forward. What do they do? First of all, I love the move that the guy. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks. Going to a 6-man rotation, that is chess when everybody else is playing checkers. Carl Willis, good on you. It's a brilliant move. They did something also yesterday. They announced that they are going to, and they can still do it on full 6-man rotation rest because they had the off day Monday. They're going to bump Gavin Williams up to today, which is brilliant, and they're going to bump Tanner Bybee up to Thursday and tomorrow. And I love the way they did that because Thursday we have to face Cy Young in Scuba. So they almost made Tanner Bybee the sacrificial lamb. Hey, you were great in your last start. We don't expect you to beat Tarek Scuba, but here's your chance.
Opportunity.
I like our chance tonight with Gavin Williams. And so I just say that because I think they're making all these little chess moves behind the scenes. And Stephen Vogt, as much as I thought he missed this platoon train, and I've hated the way he's used Manzardo, he's got some sort of magic potion behind the curtain that he can sprinkle around the clubhouse when he most needs it. And this team always seems to respond. This is a game we should win tonight. Guys, if we win this game tonight, they're 4.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers. At one point, they were 14 and a half,
like
15 and a half. Like, it's astonishing that they're even still in this, particularly when you look at their lineup on any given night, and 5 of the players have batting averages that starts with 1.
Well, Jay, if we need some sticks,
there it is.
There's only one person that can come in and just ignite the whole entire lineup.
It's Christmas in September.
I know right now it says it's 80 degrees outside today, but I'm seeing some snowflakes. Because if big Christmas
Is that because the off season is closer than you think?
No, because Santa's coming to town. That's what happened.
Don't pin your hopes on
No,
it.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
No, I do think that as long as guys start batting well, I think they got a shot. The pitching has been really good lately.
Been tremendous.
And the sticks has always been with it. And the crazy thing is, it's guards ball. It's not like they're hitting home runs. They're hitting doubles and singles. And
the
all
Tigers
those.
hit the home runs last night.
Yeah.
And you think about this. We
My
had
boy
2
Gabby
different-
hit one. We're Jason at 6 more. 6
No,
more,
I thought
and
you
I
said
will.
20.
No, I said 17.
Oh,
6
okay.
more. I will be featured on the Ultimate Guardians episode, and they will announce me as Tyvis Powell, the baseball expert.
Tyvis,
Well,
I did a.
It's not going to happen. He's not going to hit 6 more.
Yeah,
in 12
I did
games.
I did a percentile projection based on what he's done this season. Ty, 11 homers in 117 games. He's going to need about 60 more games to get to 70. Unfortunately, there's like 12 games left.
See, what you talking about is irrelevant. The bat is hot.
He looked great last
The
night.
bat is hot.
That Oppo home run.
If
he
they
hit-
want to win 20-3,
yeah.
it's gonna come down to Gabby.
That sounds like a Cash Money song. The bat is hot. That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. We listen. Yeah,
honestly, though, this run that the Guardians have done, as much as this season has been an emotional roller coaster, it is fun to tune in. And
this is
like for a long
time.
I just dismissed them. It's over with.
If you're a baseball, this is the cool thing about baseball dudes. They could get that. I never understood pennant races back in the day. I would say, Dad, what's a pennant race? And it's like you said, you'll know it when you in one.
And we weren't in one.
We was not in one. But this is essentially the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to win every single game just about to make it. So
you have no margin for error.
None.
I was talking mostly about catching the Tigers. I do think that's an extreme long shot.
No,
but I will say it's possible. However, the Red Sox haven't been playing great baseball.
2.5 up.
The Astros look like they're so. Now,
are they tied? Or
not long ago,
who's ahead of them? Do we have who's ahead?
Right now, just Houston or Texas, depending on who does it. One of those teams could fall below them. But the Red Sox suddenly are very much in play. So are the Yankees. They're not. The Yankees are in play too.
The Yankees are 2 games ahead of the Red Sox.
Right.
The Red Sox are 2.5 ahead of the Guardians.
Right.
So the Guards are 4.5 out from the top wild card spot.
Yeah.
They are 2.5 out from the third and final wild
Now,
card
here's
spot.
the one thing that's crazy. So I ranked them 1 to 7. I forget the division winners. I've been ranking them 1 through 7 for the last month. Here's what that means: 1, 2, and 3 are in the wild card right now.
Okay.
And then for a while there were 8 teams in the race. Mm-hmm. Some have dropped off. Now there's really only 4. I think the Twins and Royals have fallen out. I guess you could throw Kansas City. I wouldn't put Kansas City in there. They're out.
Now is this for the last wild card?
That is for the last wild card.
Okay.
Boston is the last wild card.
So Boston in my rankings before would be not Boston, but that slot was the 3rd slot. That's the last wild card slot.
Yeah.
About 9 days ago, the Guardians were 7th, which means they've leapfrogged 6 and 5 to jump into 4.
Yeah.
And now they are absolutely in striking distance of the final wild card spot. The problem is, I was hoping the final wild card spot would be held by Texas, and we would play Texas the last 3 games at home.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
I feel like last week it was Texas.
It was. They've since fallen
and the
out of that
Mariners,
spot.
the Mariners,
Seattle's gotten hot. Seattle's starting to play the way we thought they would after the trade deadline.
Yeah, Texas lost 3 in a row.
Here is the bottom line. The bottom line is it is September 17th, and the Browns are out of it, and the Guardians are still in it. And that's not debatable.
And
I don't think anybody can debate that.
And guess what? The crazy
Bro,
part,
I spit facts. That's a fact.
and magically,
You know what?
magically,
I'm not wrong.
All the Browns got they got about a month, and then the Cavs started.
No, magically,
Yeah.
everybody's optimistic about the Cavs. What offseason? They didn't lose nothing.
I
last
can't
year.
imagine that happens.
What are you
unfortunately.
talking about?
They never lost. I said somebody said that this regular season don't count. You lied.
The regular season don't matter.
It's gonna matter when the Browns is 2 and something.
That is true.
When October come around, you talk. And listen,
That is true.
And you know Hunter's starting now. McNuggets. I told you Hunter's starting. I got the starting 5 I wanted, and we got Durag Mobley.
Wait, who?
Evan Mobley with the Durag is different.
Who else is there? Because DG
Strus is hurt.
DG and Strus is out. So who's the?
Well,
So it's Lonzo.
Hard
Yeah,
Cavs.
we got Lons. We got Nance back. It's a different team.
If I laid you odds right now,
It's a different squad.
He all in.
who wins first, the Cavs or the Browns?
And what?
Anything. One game.
The Browns.
Are you sure?
The Browns gonna beat the Vikings.
I mean, the first Cavs
when
game
is
is
first
October
Cavs?
26th.
Okay, do the math out.
the Cavs
It's like
are
we
going.
still
I
got
mean, not the Cavs.
0-8,
The Browns
0-9.
are going to beat.
No, it's
the
not,
Vikings.
because we have 4 left in the gauntlet and a bye week.
Who is? What you call?
Oh.
Who is the gauntlet? The Vikings is not the gauntlet.
Well, we thought they were going to be the gauntlet. They're not. You're right.
They gonna beat them.
But that game's in London, so
what they
I
got
mean,
to do with
well,
anything?
you know as well
They
as I do.
play the Dolphins before.
What week do they play the Dolphins?
So the Browns schedule, they've played 2. They got Green Bay week 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lions week 4.
What date is that?
Dates.
Vikings, so week 5 is October 5th.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, the Cavs ain't
6.
started yet.
Is October 12th.
Yep.
Week 7.
That Miami game is You'd think we'd win it, but you know what they're saying in Miami? Oh, thank God for Cleveland in Week 7.
So that is the cutoff. That's the last game before the Cavs play a game.
Yeah.
Then New England is the same night. So Week 8 is the same night the Cavs play their second game.
At their place.
So they have 8 tries
the Cavs
to win
may
one.
win a game before the Browns.
I'm going to go with Cavs.
No,
going with the Cavs.
The Browns are going to win. They're going to be 1-4.
If Joe Flacco's out in Week 3, I'm going Cavs.
Joe Flacco will be. This probably will be Joe's last.
You know what?
Nah,
we got Brad Sellers in the
maddening.
building.
It's maddening that that's a conversation.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Well,
we got Brad here, and we're talking Cavs and Browns. So let's do a read. Let's bring Brad in here to join the conversation. Brad today is brought to us by Game Time. The NFL is back, and honestly, there's nothing better than being in the stadium, surrounded by fans cheering on your team. But let's be honest, getting tickets can be a hassle between the login screens, the queues, the prices jumping at checkout. It can be frustrating, but that's why I use Game Time, the app that gives you the advantage back. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee, where you'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today.
It's over.
Our friend Brad Sellers is joining us in the studio.
That's
Brad texted us
right
this
there.
week,
Here.
and Brad said, guys, I got to talk Browns. So there we go.
My favorite thing about Brad during the Brown season was he always used to say, Jay, I was out there doing yard work in the third quarter. I want to know this. Is your yard still the most manicured yard on your street because of the Browns football?
I'm doing it in the first quarter. I mean, this is nonsense.
Brad never, in my memory, brought notes to a show. He's a very smart guy. Steve, our executive producer, just looked at me during the read and said, Brad brought notes.
I got notes.
What have you got, big fella? Empty the notebook.
So first of all, it's good to be here with you guys.
It is great to see you.
I've got to tell you, though, I'm here not on behalf of my employer, the Cavaliers. We'll get to that. The Cavaliers. That thing's solid, right?
Yeah.
That's a solid
that's
setup.
real solid.
That's a solid setup. I'm here on behalf of the Cleveland faithful. Okay? And really, there's no, first of all, no disrespect.
Right.
But we're tired.
We are tired.
We're tired.
Yes.
And I would just go right to it. It's straight time for a quarterback change here.
Yes, we agree on that.
There's no question, and it's no disrespect. Joe Flacco is out.
No Flacco.
He out.
No,
He out.
The shirt. What about the shirt?
Look, he had a great career. Right.
He did.
He's done what
But he's 40.
He's done what we've asked. But he's 40.
He's 40.
You're going nowhere with this, right? You're going nowhere with this at all, right? Every year in sports for professional players is really like, you know this, it's like dog years.
That's
right?
true.
So dog years. Point of fact.
So he's 280.
In the NBA, every year of playing is like an additional 1.25 years of playing.
Okay.
Right? Major League Baseball. I figure like every year playing is like playing 3/4 of a year. Because they can go longer.
They're not banging into each
Right.
other.
Football, every year is like 1.5 to 2. That's why a running back is done at 30.
Yeah.
And that's young.
You're right.
But that's why they cut the cord. That's why when a running back come up near 29, they're like, we're not paying you nothing.
See you, Nick.
We're not paying you nothing, right? Because the odds are not in your favor. Look, Flacco's job is now solely mentoring the young players. We don't have a lot of runway here. You got to see, you got picks next year, right? And if you look at the college game now, they're getting suspect.
Yeah, there's not a lot down there.
Don't send me nothing about Arch Manning no more. He couldn't beat our dude out from Ohio State. They played 2 years behind him.
Julian Lefley looked better than him.
I'm like, what are we doing
But
here?
our quarterback in 26.
I said, hold on.
Shoulders.
I said, the only one down there is a distant relative. Lenore Sellers down in South Carolina, right? I'm keeping an eye on that. But let me go back to Joe. Joe's job, Jay, is mentoring. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Teach the kids.
you can miss me with the other stuff. Miss me with the other stuff. It was so bad, I had to call Steve. It's like to text Steve. Steve, I want in. I want in today. I can't take it no more. There's no more take here. Right?
He said, I'm tired.
I can't take it no more.
He jumped off the perch.
Right. I said, I'm sitting here, and no disrespect to anybody. You can miss me with, we can't put a young player in.
Yeah.
Stop that.
It's been done a million times before.
Across many platforms. Yep. Right? Here, for all that don't know, this is the big boy league. You've dreamed and aspired to be here. Don't be running. And you talk about, well, we can't put him in because of Micah Parsons. What? Stop playing with me. Jay, let me tell you my first start here.
What was your first assignment in the NBA?
Rookie. You can ask Byron Scott this. My first game ever playing. Magic and LA Lakers.
Welcome to the league, son.
Hold on. It's Chicago Stadium.
Beating you with a smile.
Hold on. I come to, you have to shoot around the practices, right, Tyvis?
Yeah.
So they don't tell rookie nothing. They don't tell you anything. I get to the locker room, think, I'm getting dressed, I'm going to come off the bench. In the locker room, they're like, you started tonight.
DTR.
Jake, Mikey, get this. I'm like, I'm starting tonight.
Yeah, get ready for announcement.
I'm 22. I'm 22 years old.
What's waiting on
Hold
the
on.
no.
Here. So it's the Lakers. I watched them growing up. I'm like, oh, we're going to play the Lakers, right? At home in front of all these people. And they're like, you got Worthy.
Big game.
Oh, man.
I have Worthy.
That's messed up.
You have Worthy, right?
First NBA game.
Right, first NBA game. Ask Byron when you see Byron. What do the Lakers do? I go out to the jump circle, right? You're shaking everybody's hand. I'm like, these are all the people I've ever seen. I'm like, oh, there's Kareem, Magic, Byron, Worthy. You tapping them up like, damn, I'm out here. We're about to get busy. Well, Magic had a different idea. Magic was like,
rookie.
we going to Worthy.
He said it out loud. Hold on, you heard it.
We're going to Worthy. They come off the bat, run a play for Worthy, right? Worthy scores. All right, go down, we do our thing, Mike does his thing. They come back, Magic said, run that again. Going back to Worthy, right?
Run it back.
Tyvis, they ran this thing like 8 or 9 straight times against me, right? When Byron Scott took the job here, the first thing he told me is like, he saw me over at the arena. Brad, you remember that game? We went at you with Worthy.
That was my first game ever.
Right, but you know what though, Jay? It broke me in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to hear that, right?
Now,
Listen,
one thing I'll throw in there real quickly. Yeah. There was no chance that Big Game James was going to hit you in half and break you out for the year.
But here's the.
So it is a little different.
No, it's not. It's no different.
He gonna give you
because
no. This game you've been groomed.
Micah's going to be saying the same thing.
You've been groomed for, right? Here's the thing. We're going nowhere with Joe Flacco. The people know it, right? You're actually doing a disservice to Myles Garrett in the defense, right? Because they're busting their butt every day, right? And they know that thing is dead as a doorknob over there. It's dead. Hey, Jay, I'm like, you ain't got no life for it.
But the concern is we don't want to upset the veterans by starting a rookie right away.
Jay, when you get on, when you got on TV, and that teleprompter said live, what was it?
You got to go.
It's time. Go time.
It's
locked in.
Again, no one was going to hit you from my blind side.
Here's the thing. One thing is do your job.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
You do your job. Don't tell me about Dawand. Do your job. Just do your job. Yeah. I'm going to do it because they've been groomed. Here, Dylan Gabriel, Tyvis, has played the most games in college ever, right?
He's 24.
Yeah.
I like. So you got enough starts here.
He does.
I said, Michael Parsons was at Penn State, was he not?
Not last year.
No.
He was at Penn State.
Penn State.
Yeah.
He's a college guy. All these people came through the college ranks. Now, they may be better. I said, but I tell you what, I'm not going nowhere with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's job is to be in the ear of somebody mentoring him. Now, somebody told me on the street, said, well, maybe Joe don't want to do that. Well, Joe can't be here, right? Let me get it. It's a new depth chart here.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You got a new depth
chart?
chart?
I got a new depth chart.
About week 8.
We ain't going there.
Joe Flacco going to get released.
We ain't going. Hold on. You already where I am because you've been there. Let me tell you what's up. Let me tell you how this is gonna go down because the new depth chart. So Dylan Gabriel is one because you have to see he's number 2. He got to see what he's got, right? We're gonna give you some runway, and if you don't perform, guess what we're going to?
The only guy left.
We're going him.
He's not the only guy.
Because
week 8, somebody's eligible to
Well,
return.
for right now,
Gabriel
he's
is
the only guy
one.
left.
How many? What's your
Gabriel
runway?
is one.
You said runway.
Yeah.
How many? What's the runway?
Let me get to the
Okay.
labels first.
So
Now
you
get
set
your
it
way.
up, okay.
So Gabriel is 1. Shador is 2. All right. Flacco is 3. Watson get off the thing. He's going to 3. He's going to the practice squad.
Oh, you lost me.
No, hold on. He's going
No.
to practice because they're not cutting that. You're going to the practice squad here.
They're going to cut Joe.
Because at the end,
Go ahead.
at the end,
He's gonna
Jay,
be third.
they're going to move.
They're bringing in a veteran that
No,
can play.
no, they're going to
No,
move.
he has to be on the roster.
They're-
Players
they're-
Association will say,
They're going to
No, I'm
move
talking about
Flacco.
Joe. Yeah, Joe's going to get moved.
They're going
for
to move
Deshaun.
Flacco.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, but
they
why
are.
would why would you waste a roster spot right now for Deshaun Watson? He can't play.
Well,
No. I said when he gets
When
healthy.
he's eligible.
When he gets healthy.
Come off the pup list.
Oh, that ain't going to be long.
Oh, he's when they
Oh,
when
oh.
they when
Have
the
you
se-
seen-
when
have
the
you seen the
season
tape?
started.
I've seen it.
Wait a minute.
He ain't far away.
Wait a
I've
minute.
also watched Aaron Rodgers.
Wait a minute.
He's not far, Jay.
When he started
Oh,
the
you
season,
lost me with that.
he was
Yeah.
supposed to start on the pup list, like,
Right.
Yeah.
like you were supposed to be
Yeah.
out
Right.
there. When they put him on the active,
Is he
pup
going to be
list,
good then, you think?
I'm not saying
I didn't say that.
I
We
didn't,
just
I
said
didn't
that.
say
I
he
didn't
gonna
say-
play.
I
I just said they gonna
Here.
when it's time. They have no
We're
choice but to
just
put him on the
telling-
roster.
we're-
the
we're
only
te-
person they cutting is Joe.
We're telling you this, Jay.
Well, I agree with that.
That's
Joe-
what I'm saying.
Joe won't be
I'm
here,
not
but-
saying he's playing.
Guys,
I
yeah,
didn't say
I
that.
didn't say that at all.
I didn't say
I
They
didn't say
that.
that
need to
either.
put someone on the field that can play the sport.
Here,
Yeah, when he's eligible,
Jay,
which
you're
is like week 8 or 9.
you're missing the point.
Wow.
He did have
They're gonna open the window in
You-
about 2 weeks from now.
Thank God for Ohio
You're,
State.
you're missing the point.
Go
The point is this:
They
the
gotta
chess
cut
piece-
Joe.
the chess pieces are being played. They know they're going nowhere with Flacco. You're going to see what Gabriel has, right?
Right.
And if he doesn't perform, you're going to see what Shador Sanders.
I agree with
because,
all of
because
that.
you have to. Because if they're not performing, now I'm getting in this market here because I have nothing.
You getting
Sure.
LaDor Sellers.
Well,
And by the way,
he the only
Brad-
one who's
Brad-
shining so far.
Brad, by the way, I do think they're already there. I think they're.
Well, no, if
they
they were-
already know that their franchise quarterback is.
If
not
they
on this
were
roster.
already there, you'd be putting them young bloods out there.
No,
Yeah,
listen,
that's
if they
true, too.
thought one of them was that dude,
No.
he would be out there
No.
this week.
No,
they know
no.
what they have.
Here.
They see it. They know it.
Whether you
and we'll
kn-
find out. I mean,
whe-
it's
whe-
going to play out where we'll see.
Whether you know it or not,
You have
there's
to
a
see
cer-
it.
there's a certain call and cadence to every sport,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
There's rules of it's like we've been on the golf course.
Sure.
There's rules and etiquette here, right? They're breaking all the etiquette, right? Because everyone in that building knows that Flacco is not the answer. He cannot be there.
Yeah.
He cannot. You're doing a disservice here, and you're like, well, we hold him off for Michael Parsons. No. I want to see you against Michael Parsons.
That's the only way you're gonna find
That's
out.
the only way I know what you got.
Yeah, but I think
It
what
don't
Ross
have to-
Tucker said was
Here.
right. I think they want to see Joe stack bad outings on top of one
Well,
another.
here's the opportunity.
Because obviously, to Ross's point, Ross said that Baltimore defense, and he said, I talked to those guys. They were hell-bent on going out there and proving that Buffalo was a fluke. They were an extremely motivated football team, and they got after it. I think what they want to see is which Joe Flacco are we most likely to see, week 1 or week 2?
That's what I said.
And because Joe gets a little more of a leash because of what he did in 23.
Correct.
He came in there off the couch and went 4-1, and nobody
So
thought he played that.
let's extrapolate this. Say he plays badly, they get beat badly
Oh,
against the Packers.
next-
What's next?
next
the
week,
first part was not
DG.
even get beat badly, just he plays badly.
Plays badly.
If he plays badly, you are absolutely having the conversation about going to Dylan
let me,
Gabriel.
Let me tell you something.
And he'll have to
Here.
go against
Here.
Is Aiden Hutchinson back?
Here. Whether Joe plays
don't think
good or
so.
not it's not irrelevant. You're going nowhere with him.
and I think they
Well,
knew
you're
that.
going nowhere with any of them.
Well, I don't know where I'm
But I
going with
don't
the
know.
other two because they ain't been under center.
Yeah,
But you have it's an educated guess.
Well, here, because I'll give you a case in point. When they put Brady under center in New England, you think they thought they had what
No.
they had?
No,
No.
or when San
did not.
Francisco with the
We're
last
Purdy.
pick in the draft,
We're Purdy.
took Brock Purdy. No, and so
Some-
there are lightning in the bottles, but over the last 30
Yeah,
years,
well, here,
we've seen it twice.
Well, we know the odds aren't in your favor, but we know this horse here is not taking us anywhere outside
Sure,
the barn.
look, once upon a time, we had to see that Johnny Manziel wasn't that guy before we could all say
And
it
if I
out
go
loud.
back, to dog years, right? Because Flacco was here 2 seasons ago.
Yes.
Right? He looked far away from what he was.
Oh yeah, he looks.
Do you
that-
think he did? You thought,
Yeah,
you
I
thought
do.
he looked a lot better 2 years ago?
Yes, he did. Oh, there's no question.
Even
Yeah,
the
I thought-
presence
And,
moving.
and the only thing
I
is-
thought the line was a lot better when he was
the
here
only-
before.
the only-
I thought the receivers were much better.
That's crazy.
The
when
only
you say
diff-
that. They were down to their third and fourth string tackle.
I know they were, but you know what? We kept saying, how are they doing
the
this?
only difference is the dog years. No one
Sure.
has beat Father Time yet. Many
No,
have tried.
undefeated.
LeBron doing.
Well, he's doing it.
Tom Brady did.
Yeah,
But for every one of those,
strategically.
every one of those, yeah. Is he doing it by himself?
Right.
I don't know.
Because if it wasn't dog years, you'd be able to carry the franchise. He can't carry a franchise.
Whoa.
LeBron can't carry a franchise. He can help a franchise.
He can't be a piece.
He cannot carry
He's
a
not
franchise.
going to will a team over the finish line
He used to
ever
will
again
you to the end.
by himself.
He
The
can't will you.
Lakers is telling him that now.
Yeah, well, he too will find
Hey,
a home
on that-
for it.
on that
Look,
note,
he
Brad-
may find a home too.
Brad, on that note, I keep saying that the perfect
They done
ending
moved
to
them all,
his book
Tyvis.
is to come back to Cleveland next year and win a title.
look,
What
Jay.
in your mind, what are the percentage chances that either of those happen? That he comes home and leads them to a title?
Well, they sent him a message in the spring.
They most
They
certainly
sure did.
Yeah.
They sure did.
They're done with him.
And what I would have done was like, okay, I got
Trade me.
a 1 year deal. I said, I look around. I said, okay, you have to be honest with yourself. I'm not the 22-year, 25-year-old anymore, right? But I still got gas in the tank. I look around the landscape. Cleveland probably give me a 2-year deal.
Probably.
I'll
yeah.
probably
Bro, I'll give him a 5-year deal.
I probably get me more money in Cleveland, but at least it's not just the money. I'm surrounded by pieces here.
Right.
Right. I don't
And
have
can
to
go out with
I don't
a
have-
title.
I don't have to be that
I
guy.
ain't gotta be that 22-year-old.
It's
It's set up.
He
Chances
can
it
catch him.
happens.
It's
Chances it happens.
it's on. He
he
can
got-
catch him.
he can
He's
catch
got
a whole lot of
four.
soul
He can
searching
catch
here.
Mike.
He can catch him. He got four.
Because
He can catch Mike and
Yes.
back to back.
the problem is he has to realize, and all the great players, they all come to this. You have to, because in their mind, they still think they're that guy, right? They do.
Sure.
You're not that guy anymore.
No.
You were that guy. You're gonna go down as that guy. But at this moment in time, you're not that guy.
We got to get to. We got to get you in the Cavs. Do you have them as finals or bust? Prohibitive favorite coming out of the East.
Well, I got to think they're one of the favorites coming out of the East, and I'll tell you why. They don't put you on the Christmas Day game if you're middle of the pack.
No, yeah, you're
They
right.
don't.
We back.
That
And no
means-
one has the middle of the
I
pack.
like
Everybody has them one or two in the
I said,
East.
I said, the only way you on Christmas Day, you're a real player. They don't put they don't put the bad teams on Christmas Day. They don't put the average teams on
Is the
Christmas
Bucks
Day.
playing on
It's
Christmas
between them and
Day?
Knicks, right?
That's why they have them. I said it's between them and the Knicks, and the Pistons are up and coming.
Giannis is old news, bro.
Hey.
They-
Watch your
the way
mouth.
they play.
The
They're up
Bucks
and
are
coming
not on Christmas
because they're
Day.
young.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Right.
What did you think of
That was an
Oklahoma
interesting
City?
take, though.
What did you think of OKC?
I think they built that team right. They built
Yeah.
it through the draft. You have to be lucky, right, to get all these players and hit on everybody.
Yeah.
Because I know one of the things they complain about the Browns, we can't pick any players. I like, well, you don't know what you picked until you put them out there.
Right.
Right.
I like what the players they picked this year.
Oh, no, these young dudes right here.
This is his best draft.
This is the best thing going on here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying for the Cavs, what we have to do is now we've cemented our front five, our nucleus here is here.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a piece. We brought Larry back, and
Can anybody beat OKC though?
Well, I worry about OKC
When I get there.
When I get there,
In June,
right?
when I get there.
See, I
In
couldn't
June.
even get there, right?
Yeah.
Because what we learned this year was, for all the success you had in the regular season, when you
carry over.
cross that line to the playoffs,
Different
it's
game.
a different game,
Yep.
right? So now we have to retool, and hopefully the guys understand, like, when we get to this section, it's an elevation required here.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what you
It's
did in
preseason
82.
until April. That's
Right.
the way I'm looking at it.
Okay, now Brad talking today. He ain't saying 50 wins. He ain't saying none of that.
50 wins is
None of it matters.
50 wins is for the fans.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It is how I'm constructed post All-Star break. First, going to the All-Star break in a good position, and then I'm perfecting my craft to when I get to the end of April, it's showtime here. And we're not caught up in 7-game series. We're disposing of people. Oklahoma was disposing of people, right? Until they ran into, who took them to the limit?
Denver.
Denver took them to the limit.
Jokic, yeah.
Right, yeah. But I
Brent,
said-
can you stick around for Super Chats?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Beautiful.
good.
We got a
It's great
bunch
to see
today.
it.
Hey, here.
By the way,
let
you
me
don't
just,
age.
Let me just say
You don't
this.
age.
Joe, this ain't Joe Flacco. This is not against you, bro. Had a great career, bro.
But you old.
I said, it's like, hey, G. Bush, it's like this. when Doug Collins came to me and said, Brad, you out, Scotty in. What do you mean I'm out?
You talking about
I'm out.
you're worthy?
No, I didn't
what's
line.
that?
I didn't line. Hey, out of the lineup.
The player is always the last. The player's always the last to get the memo.
I'm out.
They're the last to get the memo.
Me?
All right, super chats, guys.
That
The
was
first
that.
one
That
comes
was
from
it.
Reggie the
It's a
Bug
wrap.
Glover, who says, does drafting a quarterback next year send a bad message to the rookie quarterbacks this year? To me, it says we have no confidence in you, so don't bother giving max effort.
I mean, they
don't
can't
know
work.
they're
They
gonna
can't.
draft
They
a
can't worry about
quarterback
that. Hey, they in the league.
Yeah.
They better get that max effort.
I just
Yeah.
told you I was the number 9 pick in '86. Small forward. In '87, they drafted back and said they had a chance. They said, we're drafting Scottie Pippen. Small forward. I was like, oh, no. You just took me.
Thanks for the memories.
Terrell Glenn.
It's been a great
And
year.
it had to
Get out of here.
and it worked.
That's it.
It worked.
That's pro sports.
Terrell Glenn.
Worked.
That's how it works.
Terrell Glenn
Like-
says, Tyvis, give your wife the wedding. They think about their wedding day all their lives. We don't, so if it'll make her happy, do it, I swear.
It's a good one.
D. Grat said, this is my contribution to your wedding, Tyvis. Thank you for the super chat. Tata says,
Hey, Mikey, I'm going to have a long talk with Tyvis.
yes,
Come on, Tyvis.
yes.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Tata says,
Just
my
send us
wife
the
and I
invite,
did the
bro. We'll
exact
be
same
there.
thing. Tyvis got married at the courthouse during COVID. Had the big party 3 years
Don't bring
later.
me no
It's worth
turkey dinner
every
either.
penny.
There you go. There you go.
Wait,
Congratulations.
he said he had the wedding or the reception?
No,
big
he
party.
said the party. The big
Party,
party.
yeah.
That-
Oh, all right. So he just threw a party. He didn't have a
that's
ceremony.
no.
Bill
That-
Rodewald,
that's-
and we got
right,
a
right,
bunch, guys.
right,
Let me run
right,
through
right.
these. Bill Rodewald says QBs were all hurt at some point during camp. Don DH says G. Bush, you and Rosie got to come back to the Sam's Club with Bull. Terrell says, as a Browns fan, we have to stop being bitter. We have to stop being the bitter ex wishing we kept Baker. Most of our entire fan base has victims mentality. We have to stop.
That's true. That is true.
Topo42 says Tyvis's wedding guest list will be full of media members. Vernell Jackson.
That's how you know you're a media member.
Vernell Jackson says the Browns approached this wrong from the jump. They should have been preparing the rookies to play and kept Joe as the breaking case of emergency.
Yeah.
Miss Bell says never a 4-quarterback battle. 3 battled and Shador fought for a roster spot. Holding Shador back was and is intentional. Now include Shador to justify Flacco's failure. Just stop it. Dragon the Abandoner says super computer time. Sit Windows 95, aka Flacco. M. Vine says this offensive line misses Bill Callahan's coaching. None of the coaches since him have been up to the task, but this is all working for them in terms of tanking. DB Dog 21 says Stefanski knows how to switch tendencies. Ford out wide against the Titans. Always ran a slant. Titans cornerback knew that. Tried to jump the slant, but Ford ran a sluggo wide open touchdown. We need more of that. Miss Bell 70 says buying tickets. They'll keep playing in your faces. Rebecca Funk says Ty, I am a 53-year-old woman married 27 years. Save your money. Random memories mean more. Christopher Waite says every game Baker starts is an indictment on the Browns. What I would give for Barry's job security. Miss Bell 70 says Shador is used to bad offensive lines and finding a way. He's it. Bill Rodewalt says, what great coach is coming with our roster right now? If we fire Stefanski, we're asking for Chazinski 2.0. Grand YouTube channel says, Jay, stop hating and counting out Shador until he plays with the ones. You're going to be surprised
No
at how
hate.
accurate he is.
No hate. If he gets the football away.
Immediate rebuttal. No hate. No. Nah.
Daryl Green
None. I
says,
don't hate. I just tell the truth.
Daryl Green says, great show, guys. Ross Tucker was awesome.
Always is.
2 more. Daryl Green says the Hall of Fame said Deacon Jones played better this. The Hall of Famer said Dawand Jones played better this week and needs to work on his conditioning and technique. And Miss Bell says, Jay, I have a hat for you to eat when Shador plays.
I'll eat it. I'll gladly eat it without ketchup,
Things is
without
about to get
spices.
weird.
And it's a church service hat too, so it's big.
and last
A lot
one,
of feathers in it.
Yeah.
we just got one more. This is for G. Bush. Yossi Dose 2006 says, is Lenore Sellers better than Shador Sanders?
I can't say that yet.
Oh, see, I can't say that.
I
yet.
can't say that yet. I like his physical tools, but
What was the question?
Is Lenore Sellers better than Shador Sanders?
he ain't threw for 225 yet this year. I seen him play. He got hurt against last week,
Right.
but I like his skill set. I'm not hating on him. He about the
Lenore
only-
Sellers is just a physical guy.
Crazy
with
athlete.
with a big arm. I think he still got to polish his game up a little bit.
passing game.
Well, here's what I learned from today's show. All I got to do is wait for Deshaun Watson to come save the day again.
Who said that? Everybody said that. So you jumping off the boat.
You know that's
Nobody
triggering.
ever
You know
said
that's triggering.
Like, you jumping off the boat.
He's sitting there,
We
that's
didn't
not
say
what
that.
they said.
We did not say
I
that.
said
We did not say that.
Due to the league, he has to be on
They're
active
going
roster.
to act- they're
What are you
gonna-
gonna roll
they're
4
gonna activate him.
quarterbacks?
They're going to activate him. Yes, they are.
They gonna roll 4 quarterbacks? Is that what
I
you
ain't saying he
said?
was getting in.
Can I make a statement right here, right
Yeah.
now?
Don't hate us for the rules. These are the rules.
No, I understand they have to have a quarterback there, but you wouldn't put a quarterback on the roster that you're not going to play.
Oh,
Here.
no. That's
They do it-
that's
they
not
do
the
it-
way the
they
PA
do it-
works.
they do it-
Deshaun Watson is not going to play quarterback for the Browns again.
Neither is Flacco.
Okay. Listen, I agree with that. You're right. But you've got 2 quarterbacks that will likely be
Flacco-
injured by then.
No.
Who's going to play quarterback?
Flacco, go to the IR.
Yeah, but who's going to play
go to the,
quarterback?
what's that called?
Brad, who's going to play quarterback?
You have 2. They're both not going to get
You
killed.
currently have 2. They haven't been hit yet.
Okay.
Our
Jay,
offensive line
Jay,
looks like paper.
Jay, I want to
Get it
say
out-
it.
get it out
I
your
want to
hand
scare
quickly.
you, but if both of them dudes get hurt,
15 seconds.
if Dylan Gabriel gets hurt and Shador Sanders get hurt, you will see 4.
We're continuing this conversation in overtime in
This
2
might be the
minutes.
day that I actually get
Peace.
on my.